Oh, hey now. Whoa. Welcome, everybody, to Sports Goofs number 103, sponsored by Smelter. You can get that on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch, your PC. It's on everything. Go get it. Go buy it now. Go play as Eve. You've been kicked out of the Garden of Eden. You're pissed off. So go try that out. Yeah, I'm here, Francisco, joined by buddies Andrew and Charles, as always. And yeah, 103. So hello, guys.
Hello.
Off to a great start.
Yeah, we're actually talking about sports before this actually happened. Andrew said that Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, McKesney Scott, just gave a bunch of money to FIU and UCF for some reason. So hit that
And
random.
actually, I looked it up further. It's just her. It's also her new husband, whatever his name is.
Oh, so she doesn't want a sugar baby?
Dan Jewett.
Dan, the luckiest man in the world right now, that's for sure. Yeah.
She doesn't want a 32-year-old lawyer? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I can do the pool boy look if I
And,
wanted
I
to.
was wondering...
For it.
I was wondering why she would be willing to give away so much for money. Apparently, she's given away $8 billion in the past 2 or 3 years. I mean, 50 or I think up to $60 billion is her net worth. I mean, that's a pretty decent chunk of change. But then I realized part of her settlement from Jeff Bezos was 4% stock or something. So, like, my guess is she made $8 billion a year. So,
Oof.
losing $8 billion in philanthropy is nothing.
Yeah.
But still, it's very cool that she's doing this.
Yeah. She could have just screwed off and just did a bunch of other stuff. So at least she's doing something helpful for this world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. So good on her. If she wants to throw some money to something real helpful, I mean, we're here. We'll promote anything.
Miss Scott, if you want to help out a few struggling lawyers and pre-lawyers, by all means. And hey, we'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah. Do you like retro sports video games in the background of not expert opinions? Then come on down. Pirani's Hockey World. They like it. They're the customers number one over there. They continue to provide the best customer service, lowest price, and largest product selection. The culmination of all of their experience and hard work has resulted in an ever-growing website with better features, more information and content, and a continuing push to provide you with all your hockey needs. They boast the lowest price and biggest selection of all the new products, the lowest prices and biggest selections of the closeout and prior year products. So visit our website. You'll see a banner for them. Or you can just, go on over to hockeyworld.com. But if you click on our website banner, then it'll help us out. So go ahead and do that, please, if you want to. Get some hockey gear. All right? It's summer, so that means you should go to an ice rink. Because it's getting freaking hot out here, guys.
Really? I will do whatever she needs me to do to wipe my student debt. If she needs me to parade around in that hockey gear, I will do it. If her favorite movie is The Mighty Ducks, and she wants me, she wants to be Coach Bombay, and I'll be, who's the other kid? Pacey from, I forgot his name now. Pacey from Dawson's Creek. I'll role play if I have to. Go buy some hockey gear. They have good cups. You can get your own customized jerseys. Now is the season, kids, because Stanley Cup playoffs. Look at that. I'm leading to hockey. Ooh. I own this joint now.
Ooh.
Stanley Cup playoffs. What do we have here, boys? We have the Islanders versus the...
Come on, man. It's right there.
Is it? I'm not looking. I'm trying to go from memory, baby.
Oh well, memory serves
memory.
you. You're
I
talking.
know it's the gold. I know it's the Vegas Knights. I know it's the Islanders. I know it's one of the Canadian, the Montreal ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then who's my fourth one? It's the Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh, the guys who lost the first one.
Oh my god! I don't know.
The team that was coming in like a juggernaut, and you're gonna lose game one. Andrew, take it from here. I've done my part.
Oh boy!
I even had the petty coming in because why does Tampa get to have all the nice things? What kind of backwards hell? It's kind of like the football gods, the baseball gods, the hockey gods suffered decades of inbreeding, and now they have an intelligent child. It's not even Forrest Gump intelligent looking. It is like pure savant. Andrew, take it away about the Lightning. Go from there. Full disclaimer: he's an Orlando fan. For those who are now just tuning in about inbreeding.
How are you doing?
He hasn't been on in a week. He needs to balance.
Are you there, Andrew? You've been silent. Did he actually? Is he gone?
I broke his spirit.
Oh God!
I broke it.
I was wondering.
His browser died.
I did like the whole thing. And I was kind of like waiting for him to because he was talking in the middle of it to continue his thought, and then you popped in, and then I'm like, oh, you were just hanging on that lightning thing. I'm like, oh, he must be steaming right now, and he's gone.
Wait, what did I miss?
Oh, here he is. All right. Well, not that, Just...
Well, if you choose to revisit any of our petty announcements, always listen to our podcast version, which is going to be probably slightly edited and rebooted and put on later at some point. Look at that.
Yeah.
You see how we brought it together?
Yeah. So yeah, if you wanna go back and listen to what we said, Andrew, just check it out sometime. Maybe later tonight or tomorrow morning. You'll see what Charles is talking about there. Okay.
But Andrew, hockey, Tampa Bay Lightning. What's going on, bud? What's going on?
What's going on is Barry Trotz is figuring you guys out. That's what it is. Yeah, he just needed another year.
Well,
that's all he needed. Another year.
Well, let me say this. First off, I knew this was not going to be a sweep.
You have been modest. I'll tell that now for anybody who wants to know what the group chat is.
I knew this was not going to be a sweep. Especially, when we consider, no offense to Florida, but, Florida does not have a lot of the playoff experience, intangibles, what have you, that the Islanders have. That's one thing. Two, I haven't followed them much, but from what I've heard, their defense is insane. And if they get any semblance of a lead, they just lock it down. To the point that people have called them a very boring team, which, listen, if you're lifting 30-something pounds, if the end result is you lifting Lord Stanley's Cup, I don't care how boring you are. The goal is to win 16 games.
San Antonio Spurs, basically. For as
yeah,
boring
that
as
sounds
you
right.
can get. There you go.
So I knew it was not going to be a quick series, an easy series. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the game because I was driving back from Orlando, but I was listening on the radio, and from what I was able to pick out, it seems like we just made a lot of mental mistakes. We were constantly turning the puck over in our zone. That seems to be a big issue. And then I've seen also that I saw some people mention that Vasilevsky gave up a pretty uncharacteristic goal. That being said, the bright side is, despite all of these mistakes, I kept hearing turnover in the offensive zone. I think we had a half dozen such turnovers. We still only gave up 2 goals. That's easily a game that based on the number of turnovers, we should have lost by significantly more. So I'm hoping that was just a fluke. Another thing is we're going to be getting Blake Coleman back 100%. Not that he was injured or anything, but apparently his wife had gone into labor before the game, and that he was a game time decision of whether he was going to go to the hospital, be with her, or go to the game. He had a very subpar game by his standards.
So that's how you're going to born your baby in, by being disappointing?
But luckily, not luckily because we ended up losing, but he was able to get to the hospital on time with several hours to spare. So, congratulations to him on the birth of his second child. So we'll see. Game time is in about, let's call it an hour, because they take a zillion years to drop the puck, even though the slated game puck drop is at 8:00. We'll see. And then another thing to mention is, for some reason, we have been cursed when it comes to playing in Tampa. For the first two series, we've been the lower seeded team. So the first two games were away, then the second two were at home. We swept the away series, the first leg of the away, both times. And then each time we lost the first game at home. So for some reason, there's a curse about the first time we play at home in a series. I don't know why that is. But we'll see. We will see.
I think, well, as you all know, I hope the Lightning lose. Yes.
You're not going to pull Team Florida?
Hell no. No, you guys won already. Shit, you guys got two of them. So, give the Islanders their fifth. And also, it'd probably piss off a lot of Rangers fans to know that the Islanders would have more Stanley Cups than they do. So that'd be pretty fun.
I would like to mention this. If the Islanders win, they're going to change their logo.
Oh yeah, that's right. They have to add another tape to that stick.
Yes, Charles. If you look at their logo, there's a hockey stick on it. There are 4 lines on the blade of the stick that represents each of their 4 Stanley Cup championships. So naturally, they haven't won in ever, but logic would dictate if they win, then they're going to add another one. I think it's been over 30 years since their last cup.
1983. Yep.
That's a big ass drought.
It's almost 40 years.
Yeah. 1983.
Then,
that was the last time.
On the line for the remaining teams, Vegas obviously is looking for their first Stanley Cup, which, holy shit, if they pull that off, that would be ridiculous. They would absolutely demolish the record for quickest time between
expansion for an expansion team.
Expansion first season and winning a cup. And they almost did it in their first season.
Don't you want them to win, though? Because that would be a new hope to get people invested into the Krakens.
Well, I saw a video about Seattle, and I think Seattle won't have much trouble supporting the Kraken anyways, because Seattle's been a pretty darn good sports town.
They're desperate for a team to cheer for because A, the Mariners suck, and B, the one team that they did have that was good and they really supported was the Supersonics.
They have the Seahawks, dude. The Seahawks won a Super Bowl.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Seahawks are there.
Yeah, but the problem is the Seahawks are known for more from screwing over the Super Bowl than the actual victory that they had. Their second one.
Well,
they should have had two. They should have had
rumors
two,
about Russ, Russell Wilson, things like that. But hey, man, Seattle's. I mean, they lost Supersonics a long time ago. That's a long time.
I
ago.
know, but it's still
12 years
they're
ago?
they're gonna get a team back. The NBA is gonna expand to 32 teams. Seattle and name a city. Vegas. Watch, it'll be Vegas.
Vegas baseball would be interesting.
Are
I
they-
think it's a better bet because of the Raiders, and now you have the Golden Knights.
Yeah, I'm saying a basketball team because that pairs easily. Oh, the arena's already there. Hey, why not?
You can just always bring it back to Vancouver.
You to have a second Canadian team. Let's give this a second shot. Let's see what happens. But yeah, no, Seattle's gonna have an easy time. I saw a video most recently about like Ron Francis and talking about the whole process, and they've already sold out their season tickets. Just like you can sell out Smelter, even though it's pretty hard to sell out a digital only game. So it'll always be available for you guys
Unless
to get.
you're the Mario Rabbids for $5 on the Ubisoft store.
It's time to get even, if you know what I mean. So she's pissed off, man. Kicked out of Garden Eden, man. Sheesh. So get that on your consoles or your PC. So yeah, Seattle's gonna have a easy time supporting that team. So once again, yes, the Mariners suck, and after the Seahawks are done, you pretty much have like this lull between that and the Mariners. So Seattle can easily pop in, and they probably, I doubt we'll get the extreme success that Vegas got in season 1, but they.
I don't know. I think they have a chance.
I don't think we're gonna get to the Stanley Cup final though. I think they'll have a decent team that won't. They're not gonna be a lottery team, you would think.
Well, no one in their right mind could have expected that Vegas was going to go to the Cup in their first year, and they've been to the playoffs in I think every year that they've been.
Yep, every season.
Fired their coach.
They've already fired and Gerard Gallant just got hired by the New York Rangers, by the way, so that happened. But Peter DeBoer is doing a pretty darn good job right now, trying to get to a third Stanley Cup final at this point. So he's actually a really good coach. He started out in Florida, by the way. So he's actually a really good hockey coach.
I'm not saying that I think Seattle's going to get to the Cup, but I'm not saying that they're going to go through Ottawa Senators sort of.
Oh, did you see that video from Urinating Tree?
That's exactly why I brought them up. They were the first thing that came to my mind.
I did not know that story. For those who don't know, Urinating Tree put out a video about the Ottawa Senators, the beginning of that franchise. The second version of the Senators, not the original one that was good and won all the Stanley Cups back in the early 1900s. But, the Ottawa Senators, basically there was a mishap with a laptop battery. I was laughing so hard when I saw that was the reason they had no data on their draft board for the expansion draft. Oh my goodness gracious. And they couldn't charge it, and it was 1990, 91 or 92 technology. So the battery's not going to charge any faster. Oh my, you have to watch it. I don't want to spoil the whole thing. It is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Oh my goodness gracious. And
what year is this game?
This is World Series Baseball 98, which actually released in 1997 for the Sega Saturn. Nice. Which I am putting on sale right now for my I'll get to that later because I am swimming in money, guys, right now. That is for sure.
Money to blow, kids.
Well, it's gonna be blown, that's for sure. I'll tell you that much. But I am swimming in money that will really dry up really quickly.
It's so interesting. It looks like they're holding cricket bats.
Oh, because they look kind of flat. Yeah, that's cool.
Good old PS1 era games.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and which don't really get you that much on the market right now. So I'm just saying, if you got some PS1, N64, and even some Saturn games, there's don't expect them to go up any higher right now. You might, if you're sitting on them, you might want to unload right now, or you might as well just keep them until the disc rot sets in and you can't even use them at all. So I'm just saying, you got to get out now while you can, because I am experiencing that lately with my unloading of my collection. One game is dead, and my Super Nintendo is dead, which I was not expecting. And I take good care of my stuff. Oh, wow, that was a tangent. Where were we? Seattle. That's right. Yeah, this has all been a tangent. We were with Vegas, and now we're at Seattle. But yeah, I think Seattle is going to be all right.
Honestly, our shows are
and
just...
their merchandise sales are going to be awesome, for real. Their merchandise sales are going to be awesome. I hear they're doing really well with those. With the whole Kraken theme, it just matches. And they're in Seattle. They have so much sponsor money around there. They're never going to be one of those cap floor teams unless they do it on purpose. You know?
Right.
That
there's
just way too much money. That team is never going to have an issue with that.
Who owns them? Is it like a conglomeration, like how Philly is in basketball, or is it like a single owner?
No, I think it's a group of guys. It's a group of people. But I mean, their new arena. Well, actually, it's an old arena being renovated to be new. Is sponsored by Amazon, so they threw that money in over there. Yeah, they got a ton of money. They're good. They're good down there in Seattle, or up there in Seattle. They are real good. And I'm excited. New team, 32. There we go. We just need baseball and basketball to keep up.
Not football, please.
Nah, no more NFL teams. No more NFL teams. The Jets are barely an NFL team, so maybe we should contract. If you were to contract 2 NFL teams, which ones would they be?
All right, real quickly on this one, because you have to do this now.
Yes.
I'm gonna say it. You got just get rid of the Detroit Lions. Like, you have had 70 years of being the team most notable for the Thanksgiving games and just losing the Thanksgiving games. And you've had a plethora of great players. You have 3 always notable players.
You had 2 players, in Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson, that were like, yeah, we don't even want to finish our careers, and we're still basically in our primes.
Yeah.
Detroit brought their spirits.
Hell, I would even venture in Ndamukong Suh, but playing defensive tackle doesn't get you that notoriety in the present day. But you've had like real standout players.
He has a ring, right? He was with Tampa, right?
Drafted. Yeah, he was Tampa. He got a ring now.
Oh my God.
He did it right. He did it right. He was basically a bounty hunter.
Dolphins gave him,
But he was worth it. So I would say contract that. American auto industry is dying anyway, because why should we keep it going?
Actually,
we don't have to keep Detroit Lions going.
Detroit. Yes, I agree with that, because my boss is from Detroit, and he's like, yeah, the Lions are like okay, the Red Wings are good. They were good for a long time, so that's fine. The Tigers, at least try. Yeah, they at least try, and then you got the Pistons, who every 15 years, they rise again. But yeah, the Lions are just an embarrassment. He's like, nobody cares about them.
Had they not have I won't say successful fan base, but loyal fan base, I would say get rid of the Cleveland Browns. You already got rid of first time anyway. And you've done nothing in the last.
We've tried to kill them before.
Yeah, and your most noticeable thing has been, going 1-15, 0-16, and you get this one playoff season. It's just right now is that you've had that one playoff season. You have a lot of astounding players.
Yeah.
But if I had to be relative, looking at it as a whole, I would say get them the F out of Dodge. One playoff appearance, 10-6 record aside from playoff appearance, but going 1-15, 0-16, thinking Hugh Jackson can go as a coach. I would think that would warrant, on the totality of things, a contraction. Not Houston, because you could say Charles. Houston was also an expansion team similar to that, and they were trash, but they've done some successes in the AFC.
Yeah,
So that is
just screwed up that playoff game against Kansas City. So,
that too. They had the Matt Schwab.
I take back my New York Jets thing because we need a joke franchise. We do.
Yeah, you do.
Everybody needs that one. Like the Browns are a joke, but it starts to get sad.
But you can't. You can have. There's only so many times you can have a Wario to your Mario, but you don't need Waluigi's, and that's why you can get rid of said people, said franchises. The Jets are always going to be your Wario.
Andrew, you're only going to be here for half the show, right?
Yeah, I'm here until 8.
Okay. All right, so that's when me and Charles can go all nerdy afterwards for what happened today. But, since you're actually... okay, so, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Charles. I see the Lions, and I can see... Maybe even the Jaguars, I could see that too. But they're like the... I don't know if
the thing is, they've had winning franchises, though, on the totality.
I mean, they literally were a joke on a TV show in The Good Place. So
they did go 1-15.
Yeah.
But, the whole thing about the Jaguars is just there's too much recent success to really kill them because you take in consideration that AFC Championship. Granted, hiring Urban Meyer as your coach is always a reason for revocation, and,
yeah. They're just going to move to London anyways. We all know this.
But that's the thing, though. That's potential. No one wants to support. Really, no one supports the team that could be associated with the Cleveland Browns as being like the Cleveland Steamers because of the color coordination, and then with the Detroit Lions, more like paper Lions. Am I right? I'll be here all week, kids.
All right, Andrew. Since we didn't talk about it, and I was assuming that had you been here last week, we would have talked about it. College baseball playoffs.
Yep, we've officially hit the, as some people are calling them, the Omaha 8, which, sure, why not?
Indeed. I was watching, what was that game? I actually watched a game, Tennessee versus LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was there with my brother-in-law, and he's like, of course, my brother-in-law went to Mississippi State.
So he must be excited.
Yeah, he's excited. That's for sure. My alma mater's gone. All right, so we're done with there. But so are the Canes are gone, so that's fine. I'm glad about that. So
baseball's not a real sport.
Well, yeah, that was the thing my brother-in-law were talking about. So like when Dad was watching the game, he's just kind of like, we were just discussing like the differences between college baseball and basically what college baseball is like. He's like, yeah, college baseball, no lead is safe. No lead is safe. Games start 8-0, and then like in the first 2 innings, and then like by the end of the game, it's like 10-11. And Andrew, your UCF Knights were in a game like that most recently. Yep. You guys fell short, unfortunately.
Yep.
To your rival, unfortunately.
Yep.
But that is basically the extent of, like, there are very few pitchers in college baseball that you're like, yeah, I trust that guy to lock down this game.
Yeah. Well,
aside from the guys in Vanderbilt right now.
Well, yeah, unless you're Vanderbilt.
Please come to New York.
You got Jack Leiter, who, Al Leiter's son, who, played for the Yankees and the Mets and the Marlins and the Blue Jays and picked up a few rings along the way. And then you got the other dude.
Kamal Rockwood.
There we go. Yeah. And those guys are just, dear Lord.
Absolutely. The Vandy boys have an embarrassment.
One thing Vanderbilt is good at.
That is true.
Is baseball. They should just close their football program and just put all the funds towards the baseball program. I swear that's probably what they should do. Just like, you know what, this football thing's not working.
They gave us the gift of Jay Cutler.
You make a hockey team. Maybe they might be good at that. Make a hockey team. Close the football program. Tear down the football stadium. build a hockey rink and make a hockey program. All right, get BU to run it, and we'll be fine.
Fair.
So shall I discuss the teams that made it to Omaha?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got North Carolina State.
Mm-hmm.
Their first game is going to be against Stanford. You've got Arizona against the Vandy Boys.
Yep.
You've got Tennessee against Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mississippi State against Texas.
Got some heavy hitter programs there.
Yeah, it's I mean, obviously Vanderbilt is going to be the favorite going into this, having they're going for a repeat. I don't care that it's a year removed. It's a repeat. Yeah. If they win. Because obviously it was the College World Series was canceled last year. My name is Eve, and I am fresh out of Eden and armed with a living suit of armor. Experience a hybrid of 16-bit style, action, and real-time strategy in Smelter. I guess call me Eve from now on.
Yeah, all right. Andrew and Eve. There we go. Close enough. Well, I'm going. Let me as we're going to talk college baseball. Who is their most noted alumni in Major League Baseball? Joey Cora. 1,000 games.
David Price.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like the guys played like the most games. Oh, well, David Price, yeah, he's a pitcher, so he's never gonna be. Okay, so their most noted hitter.
Somebody with talent.
Yeah, their most noted hitter. Their most noted was Joey Cora, although Dansby Swanson is also going up that list and probably will surpass him if he keeps playing the way he does.
I'm going to go down their Wikipedia list.
And David Price is actually, he hasn't pitched the most. I heard that. Scott Sanderson is the most noted pitcher as of right now with the in Vanderbilt alumni baseball history. Right? Played for Montreal, Chicago. Players remember, forget. Look at that. Chicago, Oakland, New York with the Yankees. He was an all-star that year, 1991. And the Giants and the White Sox and the California Angels. So there you go. Scott Sanderson, as of now, Andrew, even though David Price has the hardware and the money and all that whatnot. So
yeah.
And then, yeah, Joey Cora on the other side. So there you go. All right, so that's Vanderbilt.
Francisco.
Vanderbilt, who are they facing? What'd you say, Charles? I forgot.
What hardware? That title ring that he didn't even really play for?
Cy Young, all-star appearances.
Rigged.
Know?
Definitely
he
rigged,
got paid.
Commented on.
He got paid as well,
Giancarlo Stanton got paid.
Oh, well.
AJ Burnett got paid.
Yeah, well, hey, like AJ got you a ring, so
Exactly.
AJ got you a ring.
Did not really get the Dodgers the ring, or did he get everybody else?
So yeah.
Red Sox debatable.
So who are they facing, Andrew? Vanderbilt versus who?
Hold on.
As he's looking, David Price overrated.
Oh, that was overrated. Dear Lord.
They're facing Arizona.
Arizona. Let's see. Gosh darn it, Baseball Reference. It's actually telling me about the state of Arizona.
So let's see. I'm just going to go down the list to see how successful these programs are.
I'm just going to put Arizona Wildcats. Let's go.
NC State has made it to the College World Series 3 times, have never won. Their last appearance was in 2013. Stanford has won twice. They won back-to-back in 1987 and 1988. They're 3-time runner-ups in 2000, 2001, and 2003. and this will be their
Ooh.
17th
Man,
CW.
Arizona's got some heavy hitters. Look at that. Kenny Lofton, JT Snow, Trevor Hoffman. They got some guys here. They got some dudes.
Let's see, Arizona has won 4 times, most recently in 2012.
Terry Francona. Yeah, there's some good dudes on this list. So, let's see.
Tennessee, probably their most famous is Todd Helton.
That's a callback.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's see. Players went here. Let's see. We got for Stanford, Bob Boone, the father of great Yankees manager Aaron Boone.
Overrated. Both of them. Wait till we get to the MLB segment, and you guys are gonna. Well,
we're kind of in it. Mike
Francisco
Mussina.
knows that feeling.
Mike Mussina.
We leave Goofs alone.
That you know.
Insult to this household.
Yeah.
Goofs.
So Mike Mussina went to Arizona as well. Yeah. Where are the hitters? I saw a lot more. Oh wow. Okay, this is Stanford. So Mike Mussina and Bob Boone. Drew Storen's on here. Okay. All right. Oh, that's. Sheesh, man. What is this? Rick Helling, he got a ring somewhere with the Marlins, actually. So, yeah. So, where are we at? Where are we at now? So, you also mentioned, who'd you mention? So, Tennessee. Yeah. Tennessee.
Yeah, by far, it's got to be Todd Helton.
Volunteers.
Their most famous.
He's probably. Let's see, University of Tennessee. Where are you? There we go. So the Vols. We got Todd Helton. Played the most. Yep,
Mr.
by
Nick.
a long shot. By a very long shot right now. Then we got. Who else is it? Who's their most noted pitcher? Rick Honeycutt. So, there you go. All right. It's a name I recognize at least. R.A. Dickey also went there. He won a Cy Young. So there you go. Drew, second rider. He played for the Marlins. Yeah, let's see. So there we go. Some guys there. So that's Tennessee. Who else? What other teams are in the tournament?
MSU.
Mississippi State. Oh, Rafael Palmeiro went there. I think he's the number one.
Ooh.
Yeah, boy.
Ooh, buddy.
Hey,
that's a case of controversy right there.
And I think they're either they're training or like their whatever their facility is called over there.
Duty Noble.
Well, not the stadium, but the the training facility for the baseball team is named after Rafael Palmeiro.
Oh,
we went over this before.
Is he a duty head? Because Rafael Palmeiro is not a likable person.
Well, I mean, he's throwing a lot of money at Mississippi State, so he's like there. Rafael Palmeiro. Yep, he is the most noted one. Of course, he is dishonored by all of baseball right now. This man hit 500 home runs, has 3,000 hits, and is not in the Hall of Fame.
I'm pulling up.
Will Clark went here too. That's okay.
I'm pulling up Texas now.
Will Clark, and we also let's see who's their most noted pitcher. Jonathan Papelbon.
Ugh.
I can one up you there.
Where are we?
Roger Clemens.
Oh, that's right. He went to Texas. That is right. Roger Clemens.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
Is John Papelbon not like the epitome of like a mouth breather?
Oh boy. Oh man.
Look, there's a lot of petty there.
Oh yeah.
You guys should know.
Oh, we know. We know that 2007 Red Sox, 2008, 2009, all that stuff. Then,
And then for
let's see, who's the most? Let's see, University of Texas. Okay, so there, as far as position players, the guy who played the most was Pinky Higgins from 1930 to 1946. He played the most as a position player for the Longhorns. So, I mean, is that the best you got, Longhorns? Pinky Higgins as far as a position player? I mean, Roger Clemens is like the big one as far as... Yeah, as far as pitchers. Yeah, he's like the only one as far as pitchers. I don't know none of these guys. These are all players I'm going to forget. Who the hell is Mark Pikovskik? Sheesh.
You got picked on a lot as a kid because of that last name.
Okay, Dennis Cook. He won a ring with the Marlins. Okay, I recognize that name. But yeah, sheesh. All right, so I mean, it's not as notable as they would want you to think. That's what I'm saying. Texas.
I mean, you have two
program.
stud pitchers, though. Even to give the mouth breeder some credit when credit's due.
I mean, okay, so Roger Clemens, I get it. I understand. What?
And then for Virginia, probably the most famous player is Ryan Zimmerman.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So let's see. So Virginia, we got, let's see what baseball reference pops out here as far as the both sides. So yeah, Ryan Zimmerman, most noted, got that ring. We got Epirixie, who's in the Hall of Fame. Y'all remember Epirixie? Let's haul, y'all. Yeah, totally. Let's haul, y'all. Here we go. Played from, oh boy, let's see. Played from 1912 to 1933 for the, I just want to make sure this is the right Philadelphia, for the Philadelphia Phillies and the Cincinnati Reds. And that is it. He made the Hall of Fame with, let's see, as a pitcher, 266 wins, 251 losses, a 3.15 ERA, and a 55.9 WAR. So there you go. Epirixie, everybody. Never played in the play. Actually, he pitched in one World Series for the Phillies in 1915, and they lost, obviously, because the Phillies are a horrible franchise. That took way too long to win anything for a baseball team.
Trash.
Much like another Philadelphia team that we will mention later on in the show. Woo!
I'm hungry for listen, I don't like to be hungry for pie, but
you're a little hungry like Pac-Man, which resembles a certain logo of a certain team that beat a certain franchise from a certain city in Pennsylvania.
Waka waka, bitches.
So, is that all the teams? Virginia, that was we covered all of them at this point?
I think so.
Okay, so those are all their notable alumni from the... Actually, Epirixie was the pitcher, right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Epirixie, there we go. Gosh, man, wow, this list is barren with people that I recognize at all. Sheesh. It's amazing how many college baseball players don't make it to Major League Baseball. Especially, I guess, when you consider high school and international players.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like the Jan Brady's of prospects. Always forgotten. It's always cute little Cindy or Marsha.
And yeah,
except for Jack Leiter, please join the Yankees.
Like they have to be like overly amazing just to get we got a Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds went to Arizona State. I think Mark McGwire went to Arizona State too, right? Or no?
No, he went to USC.
Yeah, USC. That's right. Doy. Yeah, Mark McGwire went there. So it seems like you have to really stand out to actually be something in Major League Baseball and from college baseball. It seems because it's like, oh, if you were really that good, we didn't send you in high school, So for some guys, but then you got once again the extremes like a Jack Leiter. It's like, woo, Lordy, or Steven Strasburg, San Diego State popped out, or you have those guys that forego high school, did like the Bryce Harper route, went to junior college just so he could get drafted earlier. So that could also be a thing. Man, where are we? Tangents. So we talk about college baseball. What else is there, Andrew? What else would you like to discuss in your I guess times? Like 10 minutes. I guess I'm not sure.
Well, I guess I could briefly discuss the expansion of the college football playoff.
Hey, let's do it.
You guys don't know shit about it. And
no, we do not. That's why you are here.
Yeah. So, just a recap.
We talked about snacks last episode, Andrew. Me and Charles were here talking about Oreos and Ding Dongs.
No, we were imitating Japanese voiceover dubs.
Oh, that's right. I was doing a bunch of anime noises too. It was very sensual.
Insulted NBC and saying that they're too whitewashed for commentary to truly appreciate culture.
This is why we need you to anchor us, Andrew.
But where's the lie, though? Where's the lie? Nowhere. There is no lie.
So, Andrew, please inform us. What is going on with college football? Why are people happy and pissed off at the same time? Because nobody's ever happy with what goes on.
So, this is the culmination of, say, probably 6 years. Well, 5, certainly 4 years of people being just pissed off. Back in 2014 was the introduction of the college football playoff. Prior to that was the BCS, which was the top 2 teams, according to a ranking, play each other for the national championship.
FSU, the last one to win one.
That is true.
Were we the first one to win one also?
No, that would be Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, 98. Okay. All right.
You were the second, I believe.
That would be cool.
Maybe the third.
Oh, well.
No. You were the second. Beat Virginia Tech and Michael Vick. That one in the Sugar Bowl. Right. So anyway, the expansion of 4 teams was not what people expected at all. It essentially became the Alabama Clemson show.
Right.
Basically, yes. The benefit of the BCS system was the bias of the humans was somewhat watered down by various computer polls, which I've seen some of those computer polls and they are ridiculously way out there. But when you factor in, it kind of all evened out, and you got a pretty realistic, a pretty fair arrangement of teams. So when they expanded to 4, they got rid of the computer polls and just made it a committee of 12 people. And unfortunately, this committee, understandably, they gave all the weight to the so-called Power 5 schools and none of the weight to the so-called Group of 5 schools. So there's been minor rumblings of a push to expand, but it got supercharged when UCF went undefeated in 2017 and had an undefeated regular season in 2018 and lost to LSU by 8 points. So they were 25-1 in the span of 2 seasons, and they never even came remotely close to getting into the top 4. And that kind of added fuel to the fire. It kind of added fuel to a slowly simmering fire, made it explode. So now finally, the CFP, it's not official yet, but if they're announcing it publicly, it's going to happen. So what's going on is they are now expanding to 12 teams, and here's how it's made up. It is the top 6 conference champions and then 6 at-large programs. Let me explain why that's huge for a group of 5 schools. Notice I didn't say the top 5. Everyone was expecting it to be the Power 5 champions and then one group of 5 champion, because the Power 5s get all the power. But they kind of threw us for a loop. They said it's the top 6 conference champions. So, like, for instance, this past season, there would have been 4 Power 5 champions and 2 Group of 5 champions. Let me rewind. It's the 6 highest ranked conference champions. So you had LSU, you had Alabama, Ohio State, Oklahoma. Who was the other? Clemson. Were would have been the top 4 ranked Power 5s. The remaining Power 5 is Oregon, their champion, but American Athletic Conference champion Cincinnati and Sun Belt Conference champion Coastal Carolina were both ranked higher than Oregon. So in this 12-team system, Cincinnati and Coastal Carolina would have made it in. Oregon would not. So it's highly unlikely, but it at least gives the opportunity, the chance that more than one group of 5 school can get into the playoff. Now, as for the remaining 6 teams, those are based on the rankings. It's the top 6 teams that are not those 6 conference champions. How it's going to work is the top 4 teams, the top 4 conference champions will get buys for the first week. The first round games will be played at the home campus of the higher ranked team. Then the second round will be played at, or the quarterfinals, if you will be played at 4 of the New Year's 6 bowls, the semifinals, and then the rest will be just like it is now. The 2 semifinals will be 2 New Year's 6 games, and the final will be at a neutral site location determined in advance. Overall, this is a huge win for a group of 5 schools, because for schools like UCF, Cincinnati, Boise State, the cream of the crop of the group of 5, you can now legitimately say to your recruits, come to us, you have a chance of being in the playoff, and you're not lying. Before this, you could say, we're going to be a championship winning school, but really the best you could ask for was winning your conference and a New Year's 6 bowl like UCF did. But you had no chance in hell of getting into the playoff. Now you can say, we're the best school in the Mountain West Conference. We win this conference all the time, and we have a good chance of making it into the final 12. Or UCF, can they play? But can they pay players just as much?
Mm-hmm.
The answer to your question is no.
That's a topic for another day. But for the players who don't care as much about money, it gives them a reason to consider these smaller schools now. and it kind of spreads the wealth a little bit, if you will. And it doesn't just help Group of Five schools; it also helps a lot of other Power Five schools, because realistically, probably 4, 5, or maybe all of the at-large bids are going to go to a Power Five school. It just is. I think you'll realistically see maybe 1 or 2 Group of Five schools in the playoff in any given year. So for those other schools that are normally just looking on the outside looking in, you now have a fighting chance of getting in, and that's going to help your recruiting. And it's a lot to take in. It's a very interesting way it's being organized, but so far, aside from the Alabamas and the Clemsons, who want more power for themselves and they don't want any interlopers risking their chance of winning, everyone seems to be on board with it and enjoying it. What is fascinating, I will say one more before I have to go, is Notre Dame gave a pretty large concession here, because even though Notre Dame is an independent school, that is true. That is one disadvantage. It gives these schools a bit more breathing room. Like in 2017, Alabama, which still made it into the playoff, or 2019, Alabama missed the playoff because they lost 1 game to LSU. But they were still very highly ranked, so they would probably get into the playoff still. So it makes their life overall, I think it works for everybody, even though G5s are still kind of on the short end of the stick, if you will. At least they're getting thrown some sort of a bone. And then it's funny that Freddie's here because he is a Notre Dame fan.
Trash. Sorry, Freddie.
Even though they are an independent school, they are considered part of the Power Five. Now, unless Notre Dame wants to join a conference, which will never happen in a million years, they are not automatically eligible for. They are not eligible to be a conference champion because, well, they're not in a conference. So they did concede a little bit. I'm sure Swarbrick, or whatever his name is, their AD, could have twisted a few arms to make some sort of a exemption for them. But no, they will always have to fight for one of those 6 at-large spots, which, depending on how you look at it, either helps or hurts their chances. I don't know. We'll see. Overall, it's very fascinating. I'm glad that they're opening things up a little bit more. I personally would have liked to have seen a 16-team field, which is the 10 conference champions and 6 at large. Something more akin to March Madness, where each of the conference champions is guaranteed a slot. But still, it's pretty good. It's a massive improvement over what they have right now, and we'll see. It's definitely not. They've already said that if it were to happen, it's not going to be happening at minimum the next 2 seasons. So the earliest it could happen is the 2023 season. Although a lot of people think that they're going to wait so far as 2026 when the TV contract gets renegotiated. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, so that means Florida State will have a chance to still not go.
I mean, look, Notre Dame gets popped in anyway, so they don't lose
Get in
by
that
having to go to
sixth,
conference.
that final spot. Get into that last spot there. Just kind of sneak in for the joke, for the meme. All right, Andrew.
All right, I'm off, boys. I will
Okay.
talk to you later.
All right, man.
See you, buddy.
Adios.
See ya.
Well, Charles. Ugh, gosh.
It's a good halfway point segment.
Yeah. I was I guess he really had to go. He couldn't do a non-sponsor thing because that's where we're at. That's the halfway point of the show. We know that. We're not at the cage yet. What are you doing, Graphic? You're getting a little too frisky. It's not. You gotta give it some time. Give it some time before we get to that. Okay, so let's see. So we are here at the halfway point, folks, and we all know what that means. It's a word from our non-sponsor. People, places, things, concept, what have you that we've been enjoying over the last week. So I guess Andrew's not here. So I guess no, I got two. I got two. All right.
All right.
So let's go with the first one. Charles, aside from Smelter, which is actually a real sponsor for us, and they've been sponsoring us for like the last month or so. So good on them.
They
good
know
on
good
them.
quality when we see good quality.
Well, they know we're good
versa.
gamers, and we're gonna talk some games for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So let's see. But anyway, so this isn't about games, Charles. As y'all know, or some people don't know, whatever. I am a connoisseur of fast food, yes, but not as extreme as certain other people. I'm not like the report of the week who review reviewing everything, but I did have a chance to try something new that came out. And I have to say, I am a massive fan right now. Charles, Burger King. All right. I usually gravitate towards the Wendy's. That's where I'm at.
I do too.
But Burger King came out with their new chicken sandwiches, the Chiking. And it's a winner for me. It is an absolute winner for me at this moment.
I have not had. I don't usually. I'm more of a seasonal Burger King guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like when there's an Angry Whopper, I like Burger King breakfast.
Yeah.
Their egg burrito, or whatever they call it, egg stream burrito, delicious.
Yeah.
Just very heavy.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing the commercials. I have not had it.
Oh. You see, Burger King, before their chicken sandwiches, I think they try to promote, home style chicken sandwiches, that type of thing. But I tried it once, and it was just like, this is no bueno. There was no love infused into the chicken. All right, put all those genetically modified stuff inside those chickens. They weren't injecting love along with the other steroids into those chickens. But I'm gonna tell you now, they have injected a ton of love into the chickens for this thing. So they got the Chiking sandwich. You see it on the screen there for those who are listening to the podcast audio version.
Wait, they make a spicy version?
Oh, they make us. I have yet to try it. I will try it. I had to go in on the. Actually, I didn't go with the entry level.
Have you seen this? They have a spicy chicken deluxe sandwich.
Oh, Charles, let me continue. We're not there yet, and the chicken fries are pretty damn good too. But
yeah, we like the chicken fries.
Yeah. But they have the entry level Chiking sandwich. All right, you get some of the pickles. Got that sauce, whatever sauce that they use. That is basically what puts this thing over the top. Whatever sauce that they're using, it is absolutely positively freaking good. Whatever secret sauce they got there, it is fantastic. But then they got the spicy version of the entry level Chiking sandwich. All right. Then they got the deluxe with the lettuce and the tomatoes and that sauce. And I'm gonna tell you, my friend, whoo boy, I ate that thing in the car while I was driving back from the post office.
What's the sauce taste like?
It's kind of sweet. It's got a little tang to it, a little twang.
Is it like the sauce and the chicken fingers that they use?
Maybe.
Or the chicken fries?
Just maybe. I think it might be. It might be something similar to that. And I've yet to try the spicy. I had it yesterday. I had it again today. That's how damn good this thing is. I had to have it 2 days in a row. I might, if my intestines will deal with it, I might try the spicy tomorrow, just to give it a shot. But
your poor toilet.
Oh my goodness gracious! There's the Chicken Deluxe. That's what I've had. My sister, I praised it so much that my sister and my mom had it today, and they were praising it. So it's not just coming from me. All right, there are second and third opinions here, folks. That is a fantastic. The consistency of the chicken. All right, so this is breaded chicken. All right, it's fried chicken. It's got all the nice crunchy bits that everybody loves about fried chicken.
We love fried chicken, kids.
But sometimes you don't want it to be rock solid, because then you break your teeth. You don't want that, and you don't want it to be all soggy either, because then it's all limp dick. Who wants that in their mouth? Andrew's not here anymore, so we can kind of go ham with it.
Gloves are off, kids.
But the consistency of like the crunchiness to like the ratio was perfect. It was excellent. I had one yesterday. I had one today. Both times, just absolutely positively good. It is a big hunk of chicken, my friend.
I see that. That's huge.
It is absolutely not thin at all. It is not like because they got
the price.
I think they're like about, I don't know, they're probably like $9. It's pretty. I mean, of course, I had it with the medium. I had it with the medium fries and stuff like that. So a little less, whatever. 892 calories. So it was my one meal for the day for today. But man, I am an absolute fan. Funny thing, Burger King and Popeyes are the same company. So maybe they got some of those Popeyes chefs to pop on over to the Burger King side to help them out with their chicken game. And they are helping out with their chicken game, my friend. It is great. Go get it. All right, go get it. I think if they keep this up, it just might be like, I used to go to Wendy's for my go-tos, but Wendy's has kind of been, sitting on the laurels. All right, getting complacent in their chicken game.
Buddy, don't do this.
The Asiago's pretty damn good at Wendy's, but I think Burger King's trying to make up. They have the chicken wars. KFC and Popeyes, and Burger King and Popeyes are the same company, so they basically have two teams in this race. McDonald's can go to hell because their chicken sandwiches are awful.
Watch yourself on the McChickens there. We still got to do the fast food draft. That's the only way that's going to settle the big ones overall.
Okay. Yeah, NBA draft's coming up, so that'll be fun after that. But yeah, chicken sandwich. Promo code Limp Dick.
Limp Chick.
That's good. Even better.
No.
No.
That could be.
That could be.
Yeah. No. Well, no. That's that. With us, it's definitely just good to be the king. There you go. I did it for you. I mean, that's from History of the World Part 1.
Okay. There you go. I'm done with that. Oh man, it's so good. I'm getting it tomorrow. I'm getting the spicy one tomorrow. I've made a decision.
Well, as Francisco is going on to lunch and dinner, presumably breakfast, I am just going into dessert or any time I can have that kind of thing, because I'm in the bulking stage. As you know, we continue into that stuff. So sometimes I have to kind of get a little bit of additional calories or carbs into my body. And like I said, when we say bulking, we're not looking to get like big and bulky and fat or anything like that. But my problem is I work out.
Not Brock Lesnar
for several hours. Not Brock Lesnar, though. I would take it. I'm too tiny for that. I would basically look like, I don't know. You remember the main character from Recess with the cap, JT or TJ.
Yeah.
I would look like him muscular if I bulked out at that frame. And we just can't do that. Though granted, Brock Lesnar looks like Mikey, the big fat one, except, not in the awkward years, not weighing 300 pounds of pure muscle and pure body fat. But this allows me to kind of, snack a little bit more. And here's the thing. I make it sound like I'm Mr. Dietitian and Mr. Diet. We all know that's not me. You guys know what I eat. I have like a stash of cosmic brownies in the office if I've earned it.
You ate the Cheetos KFC sandwich. Come on now.
I ate the Cheetos KFC sandwich. I had the Naked Chalupa. I have no shame in my game. I just try not to do it repetitionally, like more than 2 times out of the week. But last couple nights, I've had a little bit of treat because I'll work out and I'll work out late. I stay late. I get to work or from work, and then I work out from like 6:45 to sometimes 8:45, 8:30, because I'll do like my yoga stretches in between. But I gotta get a little bit of them carbohydrates in there, and then I get a little bit of attack in the sweet too. So I went to Publix the other day, and buying ice cream is like weird for me because I've never had Ben and Jerry, so I don't choose to go Ben and Jerry. I'm what you call cheap.
Yeah.
So I try to go whatever is on the deal. So when I was at Publix last week or the other week, I got one of their ice creams. I was like, this is a very interesting house blend. Let's see it. So I had their dulce de leche ice cream.
From Publix?
And I love their dulce de leche ice cream now. That's how it was, because I never had their ice cream. And I was like, this is so good.
Oh my goodness
never.
gracious.
I didn't, because as you know, when I go into that full mentality mode, I try to just avoid certain things. I don't buy or try on new chances. I just get what is familiar. So if I'm getting sweets, it's a cosmic brownie. It's my love for Oreos. And ice cream, it's weird because I don't necessarily crave ice cream. But part of the reason why, too, I've been kind of going for ice cream is kids, you get old, and sometimes you get acid reflux for your love of heavy-duty Hispanic foods and spices and hot sauce and alcohol. So, your body kind of like puts up something like, all right, let's just kind of soothe my coding. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Point being is that I am just smashing that dulce de leche ice cream. It is so good. It is just muy tasty. It is kissing Jesus kind of level. And for a house brand ice cream, and I remember differences. I remember going to the Blue Bunny cookies and cream and stuff like that. That's usually stuff I get. I love me some cookies and cream. All these fun little things, but that dulce, man, is just so good. So good. So I've been loving it. I might have some later tonight. I think I might. It's still there. The fam loves it. I love it. Everybody loves it. Go ahead and try it. You kids might be like, what's dulce de leche? Or really just kind of hillbilly and I go, dulce de leche. But whatever you call it, you should have it because it is like a nice, warm hug on a very rough day. It will make you feel better. Like, you remember that scene in Ratatouille?
You got that nice chunk of caramel.
And you know what? I'm a little bit of a gordito crunch right here. I put a little bit of a Hershey's chocolate syrup on it just to get a little bit more in there, and it is basically like it's just a sweet thing because I love dulce de leche on some of my treats, man. So having that there, nice little mixture, makes me all warm and fuzzy. So that is my non-sponsored week. Not Publix itself, but Publix's dulce de leche ice cream. Promo code Delicia. You have to say like it's delicious.
Yeah.
Words, but delicia.
Oh no. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't like. Have you tried their other ice cream, or is it just like?
No, because I'm like a plain Jane.
Really?
I really stick to a lot to cookies and cream and stuff like that because I feel like I know it sounds silly, and every person who loves ice cream is going to yell at me. But I get a lot of my ice creams if I go out to any kind of events, friends, families, dates, reunions, whatever. You got ice creams, that's when I'll have it. Go to a Kilwins, go to whatever. I never had the fascination with yogurt or froyo. That's what it is. But, I felt like ice cream to me was a good going out treat, especially if you went to a like DJ's Brew House and you get the bazooki and then you get some ice cream with it, stuff like that. But I never be like, let me just stash home and get ice cream.
Yeah, you don't have you're not like, well, okay, let's just have a tub in the freezer.
Yeah, because you know what's in my my cabinets. It's Oreos, man. It's brownies. It's man. I bought ding dongs the other day. I was like, I don't know why I was craving it. I'm that kind of sweets guy, and I think it's just one of those things where I'm like, I might change that per se because damn, it was good. And, my fat ass wants to kind of put some dulce and some Oreo cookies together, but I'm afraid I'm making something terrible if I do that calculation. I don't think we listen. If I mix that, I ain't going to heaven. There's an afterlife. You know what I mean? I created something simple because I would talk about it, and I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Who is
Hey man, you know about my
specific.
diabetes cocktail. You know I'm not getting to heaven for that one.
Oh hell no. Poor Andrew's keep like, why are we using biblical terminology? I'm like, you don't understand, man. It's so good, simple.
Yep. Okay. I guess makeup non-sponsor for Andrew since he's not here, but I'm gonna go with it. So, it's eBay. Just gonna go with eBay on this one. Just
Sure.
gonna do and this
we
time,
bought stuff off of eBay, all three of us. So,
oh no, but I'm not buying stuff, my friend. I am selling it.
Oh.
I am selling it now.
Oh, buddy.
Oh man,
$1 million, man over here.
Our generation, the millennials, man, they're hitting that midlife crisis stage of their life, where they want to relive the past, and just like, oh god, they just want to be young again. Not me. I'm going the opposite way, actually.
You're on the Charles Trujillo route.
Oh man, I miss Mario. I never left, my friends. I miss Sonic. I sure as hell never left, my friends. I've stayed loyal to that hedgehog through the really bad and the slightly good. But yeah, I'm unloading the video game collection. It's being unloaded. I've already unloaded 16 of my massive collection, 16 games already. All right, I've clean, Charles, clean. I'm close to $1,500 at this point.
Whew. Kids, that's a lot of money.
I'm just saying.
You know how many chicken sandwiches that is?
I'm just saying.
Bunch of.
If you're hanging on to your GameCube right now, you better unload that thing, man. There's some things you just don't know. All right, these games are dying, my friends. It is physical media. It dies. It will go on you. So you gotta let go at the right time. Right now, GameCube is hot. So I am letting go right now.
So hot.
It is hot. I already backed up the games. They're all on my gaming PC. Nintendo, you can get pissed off at me all you want. I already paid for the damn things. So you know that. You know I'm clean. I can legally copy them. All right, I'm an attorney. And please, anybody who's an actual IP attorney and things like that, please don't listen to this.
Don't snitch, because snitches get stitches.
Exactly, man. This is a club, all right? Unless you're like the...
There's no Andrew to save you guys.
Unless you're like the Apple and the Epic Games lawyers right now who are just going at it right now. And you gotta read you gotta read what's being said in that courtroom. It is absolutely hilarious. Aside from that, eBay, they make it easy to sell your crap. They make it real easy. You take some photos, you can list them for free. All right, I had a limit on my account, so I piggybacked off my sister's account, and she's got almost no limit basically, and that's where I'm selling the majority of the stuff. They take their cut. We all know this. They take about what? I think like 10%. That's fine. Whatever. I sold.
100,
that's fine. Yeah, I sold Paper Mario for close to $100. So yeah, here, take $10, eBay. That's fine. But aside from that, you can take photos. You can put all the details that you want. You can basically, if you see if you don't really know how to post it, you can copy and paste a similar listing that somebody had. Say okay, and you can go from there. You can set whether you want people to buy it now. You can set if you want it to be an auction, have people fighting over it. Or you can basically be like, buy it now. You can have people can offer you things. Hey, here's some contracts law for you, folks. They can offer you things. You can reject it or not. So it's pretty flexible, man. It's pretty damn flexible. I like how simple and easy it is. You can do it from your phone, computer, your tablets, what have you. It's all there. It's all simple. It's all pretty user friendly. I never did it before, so this is the first time I'm doing it, and you can set the shipping, all that stuff, and it's working, man. It's working. I'm making that dough. So
making that dough.
Yeah. So eBay, promo code Midlife Crisis.
We went dark there. I was so happy.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. People try to relive the past. I never left, my friends, but never left. Go to the future, though. Go into the future. We're going to the future. I don't know if you have a second non-sponsor, Charles, or not. We can move on.
I don't.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of the future, Charles, we're going to get nerdy here. We're going to get real nerdy. There's some future talk happening right now in the games industry. And a certain company that we are very fond of made some certain announcements today. Nintendo had their direct today, my friend. And they announced some things that made me feel things. Feel things all over my body. Whoa. I don't know what happened there. So let's go down the list, Charles. We did this last year, I think. Or last time they had a direct. So let's go down this list. Kazuya from Tekken is in Super Smash Brothers. Look at that.
In knee-jerk reaction, I already have Terry, and I already have Ryu, and I have Ken.
Mm-hmm. Sakurai likes his
and of all games. People, Heihachi would have been cooler because Kazuya looks exactly like Ryu, and he'll play like Terry.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. You know, they could have gone that. Well, who's the guy with the king with the thing on his head, the cheetah head?
Yeah,
that would be cool.
You know, Mr. Luchador over there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ah, you would have loved that. Well, we got Pikachu Libre and Incineroar, I guess. I'm not sure.
Incineroar is basically Brock Lesnar for the most part. That's right.
Yeah. So, but you know, I've never. I mean, I've dabbled.
You don't even have Tekken games on Nintendo.
I think they've only released like one game. It was like on the Wii U when it launched. So, you know, I get it, but yeah, I'm kind of indifferent. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I think we have one more character left, so that's gonna be revealed. So we'll see what happens there.
I mean, you know, here we are complaining about using an actual fighter in a fighting game, but I think that's the problem. We're using an actually fighting character in a fighting game.
Yeah.
Whereas almost all the Nintendo properties, they're not sluggers except for whom? Little Mac?
Yeah.
That's about it. So, and it's just Tekken, and here's the thing, I actually love me some Tekken. Back in the day, Tekken Tag Tournament and Tekken 4. That was a religious counterplay. It was not the most... granted, I stand corrected because Ryu and Ken, but I'm not counting it as OG Nintendo made because I caught myself saying it because you know, it was on the Super NES and all that stuff, but that's the exception of what I'm talking about. But...
yeah, I was kind of hoping for that Master Chief review. I thought it was like you know, but whatever. Maybe they're saving it for the last one. I still think he's getting in.
So you know where he's gonna come in? I'm calling it right now. It ain't gonna be Smash. You're gonna be driving his Warthog in Mario Kart 9.
Oh god, yeah, I could see that too. I could see Nintendo kind of. I'm just saying they had to throw. Okay, that's the last one. Another fighting game character. Yeah, kind of boring. And okay, I think all the franchise, all the fighting game stuff is represented now. Okay, aside from hopefully they don't put like
Soul Calibur.
I know that's what I was gonna say. I hope that they don't put Soul Calibur.
You're literally gonna get Homeboy. I forgot his name. Starts with an A.
Yeah.
You're gonna get him. You're gonna get either, and his special will be Nightmare.
You know
that's
for sure
what's going to happen.
Because that's there's nobody from Virtual Fighter because Virtual Fighters. I mean, they had the assist trophy, but it's basically a fighting simulator. So it's not really, you know, you don't have that over the topness, and we're definitely not going to get a Mortal Kombat character. So because you know, people would have loved like a Sub-Zero or something, but that ain't happening at all. So yeah, all right, okay, yeah, I'm indifferent, and you're you know, like not, yeah.
I mean, this is the reason why I didn't buy any of the fighter passes. And I see you having fun when we play, you know, Francisco will have like Banjo-Kazooie and all that stuff, but nah, because, you know, aside from the overburdening of Fire Emblem characters, you're giving me, I don't care about Terry. I play King of Fighters. He ain't, actually, I do like how he plays, but,
yeah, you
know, but also, you know how I play. I don't main anybody.
Yeah.
I just let my instincts.
Yeah.
I'm the very much on your best day kind of fighter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next, Life is Strange. I never played Life is Strange. Well, I played like I don't know, some prequel demo to Life is Strange 2 on PC. That was it. So there's
I
that.
think it's good for people who are looking for something that's I guess a kind of story game, but with
Yeah,
a narrative
yeah,
kind of branch. It's good for anybody on the Switch because you can just enjoy it without the burdens of playing.
yeah. You can just
You
kind of
know,
watch it, play it, or whatever. It's almost like an interactive movie. That's fine.
correct.
I didn't mind Life is the little thing that I played of it, so it's like okay, that's pretty cool.
Well, have you
But
ever played any of the Telltale games?
I thanks to Amazon, I'm gonna play the Batman one soon.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I'm about to play that one. So I don't know if that's the next game on my. I just played the Stanley Parable, so that was fun. But I don't know what I'm gonna play next, as far as if I'm gonna pop on this PC and try something new. So we'll see. We'll see. But Batman's up there, and I also have Batman Arkham Knight as well. But I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm mentally ready for that. Okay. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
New consoles,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
My whole thing is I like my comics, and I don't think everything has to be MCU related to video games.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like something like Ultimate Alliance 3 was just kind of like, hey, we're gonna give you everybody, and I thought it was such a pleasant game. I had so much fun with it, despite some of its technical difficulties. But then you're like, oh hey, you're gonna do this, and I like Square. I think it's Square Enix making it, so that's cool. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah. Let's see. Worms Rumble. Okay. Yeah.
That's a callback.
Yeah. My brother-in-law would like that. He's a Worms fan. Atria Ascending. Don't care. 2 Point Campus, which I guess is like that 2 Point Hospital game, which I guess is super popular. That I didn't realize. So, yeah. Kind of funny because Andrew's been doing like a project on the RCFB thing to make a fake university. So this might actually be up
That's
his
really
alley.
perfect for him.
Yeah, exactly. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
Yeah.
I'm about to unload Super Monkey Ball hopefully soon, but as I have for GameCube, the first one, and I really liked that game. It was actually really really fun. And now they're basically copy and pasting them to the Switch, which kind of gives I don't have to, especially for those who are looking for copies of those games right now. It actually might be cheaper to get the Switch version than the originals right now. So
just like Super Mario 3D All Stars.
yeah, so there you go. There's that. So that one, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with these copy paste compilations. Allows people to play some pretty darn good games. These are good games. These Monkey Ball games are pretty good. So that's fine. Oh man, this one got me. This one got me in my loins. All right, Mario Party Superstars, my friend.
Yeah. I'm not gonna buy it. I would just wait till my friends buy it. But I like playing Mario Party. It's all hundred.
This one,
mix of everything.
this one got me in my loins, and I'll tell you why. It is basically what I've been screaming at Nintendo silently in my brain to do for years now. In fact, every Mario Party fan that liked the I guess the first. The eighth one is horrible, but it's still in line with the first 8 anyways. Anybody who's like that style of party games, not the 9 and the 10, whatever.
I like Super Mario Party though, the one that just came out in 2018.
Yeah, well, but this is real. Yeah, that was kind of a callback, but not there. It just wasn't there. But this one is because they're bringing back 100 of the best mini games, some of the best boards. I could see some DLC in this one as well to get other boards. I am all for this one, man. Online play,
what I find weird,
legit,
though?
real online play.
But they did an update for the last Super Mario Party.
Yeah,
so
they just did.
What was the purpose?
But yeah, exactly. It's only to announce this. Only to announce this right here. But regardless, this is the Mario Party that I've been waiting for years. I probably won't buy it immediately anyways because I can't spend money. But regardless, this is it. So it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be fun. I like it. I like it a lot. Metroid Dread.
I'm actually excited for it.
Yeah.
I never played a lot of the 2D Metroids.
Yeah.
It was on my radar back in the Super NES days, and I didn't have the handhelds to play the other one, Other M. But it's always interesting. It's not Prime, but I think I told you this a long time ago. There is no Prime. You can take whatever announcements that you are, but games get canceled.
And they even said it today. They even said it today.
Yeah.
It's still working. We're still working on it. Yeah.
There is no Prime, kids. Like how they say there is no spoon. there is.
I bet you
no
they'll be
Prime.
like, well, it started off as Prime 4, and then we kind of basically just continue the storyline with some other Metroid something. I'll just call it something else. That might
More
be
than
it.
likely, but
Because
here's
this is
the
what
thing,
they did with this
is how-
game. This
Yeah.
Metroid Dread, I think they've been working on it since like the DS, or at least it was a concept. And now it's
This
here.
is how you should utilize, I think, Nintendo's properties. You don't have to make everything
AAA, whatever.
grand 3D, but what you do is you just make it exciting. I'm not paying $60 for it. 30 is about fine because at the end of the day, it's a 2D
Yeah,
scroller.
I can't. Yeah.
I use my Switch for a lot of my indie platformers. Like, I love Guacamelee 1 and 2.
Mhm.
That's what was purchased. That is in line of what I would utilize
Mhm.
it for. And it could be fun. I think the only thing that was annoying was the sound effects that I heard on the trailer. But I was like, yeah, $30 maybe.
Yeah,
maybe I'll
I mean,
it.
that's basically, it's the sounds of like Metroids and things like that. That's basically like taken like from like the Game Boy. That's why it's might have hurt your ears from that Game Boy sound chip or whatever. But yeah, this is basically, well, I played Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS. It's basically that, but beefed up in HD. So it'll probably
And
control.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, no, I'm no. That game was fantastic. So I am all for this. This is probably gonna be like, I would say this is like a 10-hour game, because that game was 10 hours. I could see 10 hours for that. Pay.
Yeah.
I doubt Nintendo would sell this for 60, but
they're totally going to.
Yeah. If they might be like, we'll throw you guys a bone. It's 50 now. It's only 50.
And some people were disappointed, I guess, because there was the Switch Pro announcement. But like, you don't need it yet.
Nah.
You don't need it yet because they're not done with their game releases. What they did with this E3 was announce you games you had no idea were coming out, except for a certain one that we'll probably save for last.
Yeah.
But all these things, like, I didn't know Trevor was coming. I was like, oh my god, they're really
I was surprised. I was really surprised. I'm like, they actually did it.
Party?
They went and did it. They finished the game. Heck, this game was referenced in Metroid Prime 1, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So this has long been in the works. It was like Game Boy Advance days, my friend. So there you go. So it's gonna have like, they got the collector's edition and all that stuff, even though that's not gonna appreciate in value for another 20 years. So if you're gonna shell out for that, hang on to it for a long time and don't open it. That's what I'll tell you. Just Dance, Cruisin' Blast.
Hey.
That one surprised me. I don't know if you remember those cruising games from back in the N64 days.
No.
Those arcade cabinets.
Yeah, that was like, is that the, like, you're on a bike and you're driving across America and stuff
you're
like
in a car, my friend. Yeah, cruising.
Oh, but it's the same one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Cruising USA, Cruising World.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I know which one.
Yeah, it was basically like those games back in modern day. So I'm a fan of that. I like the callback. I like the callback to that. So hopefully, a nice arcadey style racer. I think that's kind of missing on the Switch. So,
missing everywhere, video game wise.
Yeah, that's true. Mario Golf comes out later this month. Still looks pretty darn good. I'm probably not going to get it anytime soon.
You know me. I have no loyalty, so I'll just trade stuff out. Because Mario made me love Mario Tennis a lot. And I actually like golf, weirdly, because it's all the hours and years played in Golden Tee with my buddies.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of like watching it somewhat professionally. It's just I also think golf fans are pretentious, so it's kind of like I am what I hate kind of thing.
And there's a certain was it stigma, or I don't know, something with like lawyers and learning how to play golf, like all over law school. But I'm going to learn to play golf so I can. Oh my gosh, I don't want to learn how to play golf. I really don't.
We like adobo in our chicken though, Francisco. So I don't think that's for us.
I know, but there are the people here in Miami too. They're like, oh, I'm going to take up golf, and they're all golf.
They do Top Golf though.
Some guys are actually trying to actually get golf. I don't know. Whatever. That's an aside.
Damn it, Doug. We know it's Doug. Or just call it Doug.
I don't think it's Doug. He can barely get out of his own home. That's how busy he is, man.
I mean, granted, can we use it as a segment? Damn it, Doug. So he's always referenced in spirit. Anything that happens, damn it, Doug.
Monster Hunter Stories. I don't care. Not my thing. Never. Not even a Monster Hunter fan.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll consider anything if it's good.
I guess it's WarioWare. I'm surprised that got announced.
Wow. that could be fun,
Yeah,
but I think I
it's a
kind of
party
wanted
game.
a Wario adventure.
Yeah.
Because like I was talking about it with my coworker, I'm like, why can't I just get like a Princess Peach game? It's time. Princess
Um,
Peach goes to say
yeah,
Mario.
she
I
had
think
one
they,
on the DS a long time ago. That was it.
and I think she's got unique stuff, especially if you look at her Smash skills. All you have
Mm-hmm.
to do is just incorporate her Smash set into a platformer, and we're into it.
Yep. Yep. A real platformer, not like a a cheesy or easy whatever. Just okay. There's one
Like
for the ladies, everyone.
Wario on the GameCube.
Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah, Wario hasn't had a legit adventure game since the Wii. Yeah, Wario Land
I don't
Shaker,
even
which
remember
is a
that.
really good game, by the way. I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't re-released that in HD with some. I mean, it's great hand-drawn graphics, all that stuff. It is fantastic. Surprised they haven't tried to redo that one. Just to copy and paste it, I don't care. It's a really good game. I don't know about nothing about Shin Megami Tensei. I don't know nothing about that series.
I think it's a PlayStation series.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about Danganronpa.
It's a TV show. I think that made a video game.
Yeah, I guess so. I know this Fatal Frame is a Wii U, is a Wii U port. So we're almost there, folks. Almost all of them are there. Your precious Star Fox Zero hasn't made over, Charles. Not yet.
I just want to play on the damn Switch.
It's not coming. Nintendo. They killed Captain Falcon in the trailer, man. That's basically an FU to the F-Zero fans right there. For Kazuya. They killed Captain Falcon. All right? All our dreams are dead. Doom Eternal's got the DLC. Can't wait to play that. That'll be fun. I'll actually get to play it in all of its 30 frames per second, 540p glory. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. Tony Hawk, that's coming out for us, finally.
Oh, yeah. That should be good.
That's fine. Cool
I
beans.
mean, I can get it for the PlayStation, but it's good for it's a perfect handheld game.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Strange Brigade, which was kind of interesting, I think. I don't know if I'll get it. Oh, I'm really excited for this one. Mario and Rabbids. Sparks of Hope.
Yeah, and you know what? They have like the first one for 10. I was almost about to pull the trigger on it.
On the eShop or like actual physical?
Both because they were doing E3
Ubisoft
sales
was
this
like,
weekend.
yeah. Okay. You haven't played it?
No, because it's not RTS, but like grid games, they're good. They're too long for me. Like you have that same kind of effect with
I think
like
no. I think
the
for
South Park
no.
stuff.
I will recommend this one to you, my friend, because this is a Mario RTS game, which basically simplifies it, and it's not that long of a game. Okay, and the battles, huh?
I read 30 hours.
That's if you want to do all the extra stuff. As if you want to,
but
perfect
I'm a
missions and
sucker.
stuff like that. But you can get through it. My sister did. My sister has no time for anything, and she got through it. So if she can get through it, you can get through it. So I'll recommend it to you, especially for $10. You that's a lot of bang for your buck right there. And then you got the Donkey Kong DLC if you feel like playing a little extra. Advance Wars. Never played an Advance War game.
Pseudo excited for that because it was a game I always wanted to play when I was younger and never came around to it. I just don't want to pay $60 for a remake.
Two Game Boy
animation.
Advance games.
Yeah, I know. But then there's me who will spend like $40 on food that's just average, and I have my $30 Taco Bell thing. I'm like, maybe I should just do this for entertainment.
Yeah. Once again, I never played them, and I'm definitely not going to shell out for the actual Game Boy Advance games. I don't know how expensive they are, but
I mean, they would be so high. Well, they might have lost value now.
I don't know. There's some game I have. Sheesh. I just sold WarioWare Twisted, which I guess, granted, is a pretty rare game, and it's actually WarioWare Twisted is one of those games that Nintendo you can't emulate it because you need like the motion controls on it. So Nintendo would have to actually re-release that thing on the Switch because it has the motion controls. But nobody can emulate that thing. You have to actually like do it. I don't know. Maybe somebody's done it. Maybe I'm just talking out my butt. But whatever. But yeah, Advance Wars. Yeah, go get it. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. But yeah, $60 for 2 Game Boy Advance games. Yeah, that's kind of hard.
Hard sell.
Age of Calamity expansion comes out this week. So I'm gonna be excited for
I will
that.
start it. I will start it. For those who don't know, Francisco has his gaming stream, and he went hardcore, balls to the wall on
Yeah.
Age of Calamity
Oh
on
yeah.
the playthrough.
60 plus hours in that thing. Ooh. Yeah. So I'll get back into that. That's probably what I'll be playing this week. I did beat Hotline Miami, beat Stanley Parable, and that's probably like the new flavor of the week before I get to the Batman Telltale, which I'm kind of excited about as well.
I like the first season. I didn't play the second one yet.
Yeah. And then Skyward Sword. Already played it a decade ago.
I didn't,
Don't care.
but I don't know if I want it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. For $60, I'm not recommending that one to you. At $60, get it for 20. 20, you'll be fine.
Which will be 20 years from now.
Yeah,
I
basically.
don't even think the Wii version of it's $20.
Actually, the Wii version is $50 right now, so it's actually it costs the same as it did when it released. So you're kind of screwed both ways.
It's just pushing my hand to do one thing.
Yeah. So, and then a Zelda Game & Watch, which I don't know. If I were to get it, I'd get it for my dad for Christmas. That seems like a thing he'd like.
So what is it? It's like Game & Watch Zelda?
It's Zelda 1, the original Zelda, the original Zelda, Zelda 2, Zelda Link's Awakening, which is not the deluxe version of the Game Boy game, but the original version of the Game Boy game, which doesn't make any sense to me at all, because you have a color screen on the damn thing. You might as well put the best version of that game on there, unless they give you both the options. Maybe people want to play, maybe they have an option to play in Game Boy mode and Game Boy Color mode. I don't know. And then like a, Game & Watch game. And it's a watch if you ever want to use it for time. So, but it looks pretty cool. They did one for Mario like a year ago or something. So I could see myself giving my dad this and be like, okay, here's a dedicated Zelda machine. And then, yeah, new Zelda next year.
All right, insert Ron Burgundy GIF that I usually send. I've been sending to a lot of when it comes to Julio Jones. You know the one.
Oh yeah.
When it gets really awkward. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Pure photographic. Because I watched that trailer during my lunch break. I was like, buddy.
Let's just say the opposite of my Chiking non-sponsor promo code.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just, it was full mass. Because for my backstory, I had played. I started Breath of the Wild in December, and I beat it in like January, February. It was my wisdom teeth gaming when I wasn't exercising and eating, and I hate myself for delaying it for so long. But I have this tendency of like not wanting to play the most recent stuff anyway, because buck the trend kind of mentality. Let me get through the.
And you have converted me, my friend. So.
Oh my. Yeah, I know. But it's just the game was just so damn good, and you're in the skies, because now it feels like kind of like a fusion of that and a little bit of Skyward Sword. I only say that because of skies, but I think, in their chronology, it's that Breath of the Wild's the latest one, Skyward Sword's the first one, so maybe you're going back to Hylia or whatever the hell the sky place was.
Yeah. That's probably why they re-released Skyward Sword anyways. It kind of mat and like, oh, this is, or maybe I guess the storyline's like, oh, there's been Sky Islands the whole time, And I mean, they never left. It's like,
but for the love of God, Nintendo, please stop breaking the damn items and the weapons. Like, it's cool for 100 times, but once we get to 101, then I'm like, I just won't play the game. Like,
that's gonna suck when you're fighting this sky monster and it breaks on you and you're just kind of, you have no other option. You just, okay,
because
it's gonna fall 1,000 feet to my death.
It made some things more difficult, enemies more difficult than it should be, especially in the first 20, 30 hours when you're going against the Boblins and the Moblins, or the little boulders. But, like when it comes to Link, Lionix, and the Guardians, like, you just know to come in, you're smart, but I also don't want to have to go through the thing. I'm like, god damn it, I get broken. Okay, fine. So just fix it. I mean, you can create stronger durability, or what you do is you do a typical dungeon crawler, a level cap. This thing is only good if the thing is a level 20 and you're only
like any RPG. Just say, okay, well, I'm gonna have to switch out this sword because it won't kill this enemy anymore. You know, or like any other Zelda game, you get the Master Sword. All right, we're good. We're good from here on out.
And this is where I want to see where fans get fickle, because the biggest complaint I've heard of.
Sorry,
Jime.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you have the Master Sword anyways, because we're assuming this is the sequel, so you're gonna have the Master Sword, I would assume.
But don't depower me. I hate that with sequel games.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, do it.
They do it in Metroid all the time. So.
All the damn time. All the damn time. And they even kind of did in like Deus Ex, which I loved. You know, Human Revolution and Mankind Divided. But we don't need to, we don't need to do this. Don't insult it. You just kind of like hide in the enemies, or what you have is you sap power, but don't have Link lost it again. Granted, to be fair, in accordance with Breath of the Wild, Master Sword is completely optional at the end of the day.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
You best just do it because it makes life a hell of a lot easier. You don't get points for beating Ganon with like a branch, man, because the whole purpose of the Master, it's a plot device.
Yeah.
Just because you're cool to do it, that's fine, but there's the same way of why you need the memories.
Yeah.
I hope there's a little bit more dungeony stuff, but part of the reason why I love Breath of the Wild so much was because of the lack of the dungeony stuff that was in Zelda, because the dungeon stuff from back in the day was, and anybody who's played the Zelda games, was cheap. And our good friend Johnny, he does the Cats and Stats. I forgot the name.
Oh, you got it right.
He's the Psycho Bacon. I remember when he told us over Provo the last time we had him, he was like, Breath of the Wild was the best like Fallout like compilation of a Zelda game, but it wasn't Zelda. I think that was him who said it.
Yep.
And he's not wrong.
Nope.
But that's what made Breath of the Wild so good, because I think out of all the games that Nintendo had in their repertoire, Zelda to me had just past its time.
Too formulaic.
Playing the same way.
Yeah.
In the same way. It's always the first 20 hours don't mean anything, and then the back end is what matters most.
And you get the Master Sword. It's like, all right, here we go. Now we got it. The other stuff was just kind of collect the things, the thingamabobber, go to dungeon 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. All right, power up the Master Sword. All right, we good, and there we are. So that was basically the formula. Aside from Majora's Mask, which was why people love that one, because it was different. So
and it's fun. No Bayonetta 3. It's okay. It's announced.
Yeah.
I think it's closer in development then.
Yeah, and Platinum doesn't really like to show off their stuff until then they'll. I can't.
They're actually close.
Yeah, that trailer's gonna be and I think a lot of companies are kind of, especially after the the whole pandemic thing, it's just kind of like, kind of hold their cards to their chest a lot more, So we saw what happened when No More Heroes 3. They announced it, pretty early. And then whole thing hit, and like, okay, and now that's finally coming out this year. So.
And understand this, for those who have not played Bayonetta 2, it is your favorite gamer's game that they never talked about. Yeah. If it's out for it,
makes no sense if you see somebody else playing it, but once you play it yourself,
all right. It's a beautiful hack and slash action game.
Yeah.
Very very twisty. I think the best way to kind of explain it is a flashier Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
To really simplify it.
It's made to be played multiple times. You're supposed to play it multiple times, which doesn't go to my style, but I totally get it for other people.
Well, I did it like 1.5, and what happened was the trade-in value, because I have no loyalty, but the trade-in value got me like $30. So I was like, holy crap! And I was able to keep the because remember, like with the Switch version, it came out with 1 and 2, and 1 was a free download, so I still could play 1. I traded in 2, but I want 3.
And I got those games in the Wii U, so
yeah, so like, all right.
Downloaded, by the way. So
that's why I don't do digital downloads.
Yeah, I know.
But no Bayonetta 3. Some people were expecting like a full-out Mario game. I'm like, you're not going to get Galaxy 3
Hell
for a
no.
while. That is the flex. It's going to be Galaxy 3. It's not going to be an Odyssey 2.
I don't see Nintendo. Yeah, Mario's. They got Zelda. They know they have Zelda. They know, as much as you don't think it's going to come out or it's not going to be the way it is, they got a Metroid game in the works. So, really,
I think it's also easier to make a Zelda game compared to a Mario game, because Mario always has to be the new gimmick. Doesn't really have to be with Zelda when you think about it.
Mario,
dungeon,
that's
kill,
true.
Ganon.
A Zelda game at this point, especially now that they have the template for Breath of the Wild, they can kind of do it both ways. Oh, we can do it. They could do it like Breath of the Wild style until everybody's kind of tired of that and be like, hey, we're going back to Ocarina of Time style. Oh, it's innovative and oh my god, what a callback. They, just kind of like Mario Odyssey went back to like Mario 64 style. I'm like, oh, you know. So, and Mario games kind of have the pressure of this game has to be one of the best games ever made. Every time it comes out.
I think it also has the pressure of there's always a companion because for every Super Mario Galaxy, there was what Super Mario Brothers game. Same thing with Super Mario
2D
Brothers
one.
Wii U. Then came the Super Mario.
Although
World.
I could see Nintendo basically pulling a Metroid Dread and be like, yeah, we know we have Super Mario Maker, but here's what our professionals can do with the new 2D Mario game.
I would play it because if it's fun, at the end of the day about Mario, if it's fun, let's do it. Some Zelda games, I'm like, this is not fun, but I gotta do it. And
Yeah.
that not Twilight Princess,
And yeah, a lot of points in Twilight Princess. It was like, and the Wind Waker as well, especially looking for the Triforce pieces. It's just like,
see, I did Wind Waker on the Wii U, and it was such a big
you got
change.
the streamlined version.
It made it superior. It's like my second favorite Zelda game. I played like 4 or 5, and I know about the other ones. But yeah, like Mario, there's a lot of pressure. And everybody's like, we want Mario Kart 9. I'm like, do you though?
No.
Do I really need one? It's a very simplistic game. And there's a reason why there's only like 4 games in total that have come out.
Mario Kart 9 is going to have like a Battle Royale mode or something like that. Probably, I don't know. I don't know.
Master Chief on the Warthog.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Because it fits. Does it not fit?
I mean, Mario Kart 8
was
was slowly turning into that. So yeah, they got Link, they got the villagers, they got the Inklings, and they got all those costumes from like the amiibos from different characters. So, and they had like an F-Zero course or 2 of them. So I could see that, and an Excitebike one too. So here's your Halo course. Hey, yeah, I was kind of hoping. I was hoping like this year would be like the year, like the gap year would be like, all right, here's our other franchises, folks.
Can we just comment how every time it's E3 for Nintendo, Andrew's like never on for it? I think this is like 2 years in a row, and I think it's like the funniest damn thing.
He's like, all right, Charles is just gonna gush about video games. So okay, I'm just
we're gonna comment on some sports. In a span of 2 sentences, I can sum up the other sports that are going on in this world. Simple.
I was hoping for like the more secondary franchises. I was hoping at least for like a new Donkey Kong Country or something. I'm not sure. Sheesh. I thought maybe we could get a Star. I feel like we could get a Star Fox. I feel like people would be totally up for that right now. I get F-Zero's kind of niche, and and not everybody's high speed racers are really hard games to play. F-Zero GX was like one of the hardest games I've ever played. But Star Fox is up the alley. It's got, and like we had the idea. Remember, you said like, oh, we could totally see a Netflix series of Star Fox characters or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god!
And I feel that like you have a lot of the Joy-Cons are just so intuitive now compared to like the Wii remotes that I want to actually fly with the Joy-Cons as I'm trying to shoot stuff because I'm playing Star Wars Squadrons, which may or may not be a future thing of non-sponsors. We'll see.
Oh, if only you had the VR headset for
it. I gotta finish it.
If you had the VR headset for that. Oof.
Oh. But you see, like we're all about creativity. We're all about that fun. Let's see.
Nintendo loves their accessories. Hey, why not
and I think that will push
a flight stick Joy-Con holder for Star Fox that comes. Star Fox games come out. Came out with the Rumble Pack. Hey, throw another plasticky thing. Nintendo likes doing that.
And of course, it's very niche, but a lot of games for Nintendo are niche. The reason why I like Nintendo games is because I think it's the best way to kind of do platformers. Because I find that the only, developers who make me happy with my platformers, because we grew up in a different generation, kids. There was no Fortnite and no Call of Duty. We got that when we were like basically young adults. Because even Call of Duty and Battlefield were not the Call of Duty and Battlefield that you guys were used to. We had Call of Duty 1944.
It wasn't until like the 360 when that thing started to like Modern Warfare, basically 2008 or whatever.
So what we had was platformers, plain and simple. that was our thing. And then fighting games and platformers and some shooters, but the shooters back then were kind of stilted.
Yeah, and actiony type of games like I don't know, Devil May Cry, PS2 era. I'm just thinking of that,
Yeah,
action adventure.
because those are formative years. We're 12 and 14. But so with Nintendo, they made the platformers because if not them, it's indie games that I would play. For the platformers, as I mentioned, Guacamelee. I can never speak highly.
Oh no, they are. Oh man, I'm still surprised. I'm like, Sega, come on, man. Where's Sonic Mania 2? Where is it?
Yeah, licensing rights. They
where's
want
the
to profit off of the movie.
Where's the Horde? Oh man, I could see a spin-off of the movie. Hey man, if the same guys are handling a movie game of Sonic 2 or whatever, of the Sonic 2 movie, hell yeah, I'm all for it. Knuckles is in it. I know that's happening already. I just
want to know who they're gonna voice as him. Is it wrong that I want?
Well, Tails is the actual voice of Tails, like who does it now.
But is it wrong that I want Ving Rhames to voice Knuckles, and I could just Marcellus Wallace is up in this?
Oh yeah.
Because for me, it's the best inside joke.
I mean,
because I didn't even I still to this day have not seen one Echinata or what the hell they call it. I've never seen one in real life. I had to Google it the last time.
Knuckles the enchilada, baby.
Pretty much.
Hey man, it's a running meme in the Sonic universe and Knuckles, baby. Oh no.
Let me have this is the
Ugandan Ugandan Knuckles. You need a Ugandan guy to voice Knuckles. That's what it needs to be.
I mean, so Jimon Houston.
Or we need or that wrestler that's trying to put on a Nigerian accent.
Poor Apollo Crews. No, let's not do that.
Okay. So hold on. We are at where are we, man? We have been on a.
We're at 9, so we're on 2 hours.
Okay, yeah, we're about to hit that mark. So, NBA playoffs, Philadelphia. Actually, what's going on? Milwaukee was up. It's 25-15 right now, so I don't know. You might be eating some more pie, Charles. I'm not sure.
No. Okay. So time to communicate, if I may. Milwaukee, and I understand that I've been in the other position, so I shouldn't talk. But Milwaukee is healthy at the right time. That's the case of playoffs. But to me, this is not a fundamentally, still Celtic. I'll eat the humble pie. It was never going to be cleared. Last week, I made the declarations of what would, they had to do. If they win the series, that's fine. But, this is very much the feeling of, oh, hey, remember when we said the Toronto Raptors beat the Golden State Warriors, but we disregard everybody else got hurt?
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of how I would feel about it. And I'll just take it. This has been my week with sports, Francisco. Everybody I don't like or hate is winning, and everything I love is losing, except for the Tennessee Titans and my chub for Julio Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is fine. But Milwaukee and Nets, I haven't watched it because that's a lie. I watched Game 3, which was good, but neither team wanted to win that. And here's the thing: an injured Nets team almost took that from Milwaukee after being down near 30. That's why I'm true. And that's why I told you, I'm like, are you scared of this team? Because I'm not. Because let me tell you something: playoffs is not the time nor the place to give up and concede.
Yeah, and
yes, they still won, but I watched that entire game.
That Milwaukee team versus
Phoenix.
No, I'm talking about Eastern Conference right now. So, as much as I'm loving what's going down in Atlanta right now, I'm loving it. And if they pull it off, whoo boy, oh my!
I am going to be the most obnoxious human being.
Shut down the franchise.
I'm going to call Brendan.
Shut down the franchise.
I'm going to tell him he needs to jump on the show.
Fire Doc Rivers.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him he needs to jump onto the show because remember when I made that declaration where I outright said that Philly team is not scared of me? He's like, ooh, I don't know about that. I'm getting everybody who's got it. And I'm like, I'm going to serve them.
Actually, so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, Cartman with Scott Tenorman, eat your parents kind of thing. Because I told you, I was not scared of Milwaukee. And I was not scared of Philly. There's something about because you got Doc Rivers. What is the man known for? Wasted talent.
All those years with the Clippers. Yeah.
You know where Doc is better suited to? A team like Atlanta. That was kind of like trying to figure out the new talent how to win. And that's what he would have been suited for.
He did that in Orlando. Yeah.
Exactly. And he did it in LA. Because LA was sucking it.
Yeah. And then they got
Philly. Because here's the thing. Let me ask you this, Francisco. you kept what's his name, Brown, the coach, and you put him with the same people that helped that team flow, which was getting shooters. That's the whole purpose of getting the other Curry, Seth Curry, because Steph and Steph, I'm like, speech impediment kids.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, is that you gave them the shooters that they need and people who are reliable when the big guys are actually, not playing, when you're getting the stars. That's essentially what the same offense would have been, I felt like. So I don't think Brown got a bad job. I think he'll get an opportunity to coach again, to be honest with you, especially since he was a loyal soldier to Philly. But I think he was just like, yeah, I'm out. I don't think Doc has structurally made this team better. Oh, they're the number one, defensive rated team. Like, Doc Rose ain't never known for defense. Doc is known for assists.
Yeah.
That's everything that he did. He's always been able to make his point guard like that lead kind of guy, and it works for Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons, out of 12 men deep on the roster, is number 10 on the guy you want taking the last shot. Yeah, that's some truth. I feel bad for Embiid, and we I don't hate Embiid. I don't think I actually talk smack about Embiid and that stuff. Who do I talk most stuff about? Simmons.
Yep.
Because I don't see it. I don't see it. Versatile, perfect. That's great. He's an evolution version of. He's the all-star version of Evan Turner. I get it, but when we get to Simmons, it's special. He has the repertoire of always getting hurt. This guy is playing on a torn meniscus. He went 4 of 20, 0.25 shooting percentage. Last game, he's having to bang knees with Clint Capella and possibly John Collins if they do switches. Those are some big men. You cannot handle that. You're going to waste your franchise the franchise star who has these debilitating issues on a hope and a dream of a win. You don't trust that depth. You don't trust that coaching that supposedly is in there with Doc to go at it with him. What, they got Dwight Howard, right? Is that their backup center? I believe. I think it is.
Is Dwight there?
You don't trust.
My goodness.
I think Dwight's there. Let me verify that, because Dwight's moved around a lot. Maybe he wasn't there, but we know he was with the.
He was there Lakers last year.
Yeah, I thought he's with the 76ers now. Oh. So you don't have that offensive touch, but you don't try to do a couple of games to really get the proper. I think it's risky. And yes, people can play through those kind of injuries. They have. Wade was basically playing on a whole strong one, and then he had to get removed, and he regrets it to this day because your body actually needs its ligaments. But I don't know, man. Like that's hindsight is 2020, especially if you're giving some people some max deals, because you're still going to be hurt, and then when you lose, presumably, whenever you lose or whatever round, and then comes the surgeries that you have, you're out for an extended period of time, for a longer period of time. Philly, to me, I think we said last time why I was impressed with Tyronn Lue, with the grit that the Clippers have shown in their game against the Mavs, and then I would say even now against Utah, but I'm going to comment on that in a second, is that, Tyronn at least won something. I don't think Doc had the wherewithal to do it, to win, because there's stubbornness in coaching and when to fold them and when to call timeouts and when to do the matchups and when to say, all right, I think this guy's going to get majority of the touches, so let's put this guy, let this guy score and go from there. Very poo-poo kind of playoffs, and I hate it. I texted you the other day. I'm like, why is it that every time I stay after a Western game, it just sucks? But that Clippers Utah game has been good. But I'm gonna eat some humble pie because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, Francisco. I'm sick of the teams that I'm talking about. I'm sick of the teams that I'm talking about. Just going from there. And I'm just gonna eat my humble pie. I already did the Chris Paul thing. I gave him a nice serving. I'll get a second serving because he's good. But fine. I'll eat the Devin Booker pie. I just still don't get it, but I'll eat the pie because you know what I tell myself? It's better to still be a scorer on a playoff team than never make it at all. Fine, I will give you the Devin Booker thing. It could be worse. They could be trying to win playoff series like they did with Jeremy Taché, our good friend at Swings and Misses, is going to hate me. And breakfast at Jeremy's is
Bally Sports.
Yeah. But Bally Sports. Look at all the shout outs that we're giving because we're actually talking sports related. They're going to hate me, but it's better trying to go to the playoffs with Devin Booker than a Justice Wilson or Winslow. Sorry, he's not even. He's a Winslow because his wins are low. Not even doing anything in Memphis. But that's what we were bringing out, were we not?
Yep.
So, fine. I'll eat the humble pie on Devin Booker. I still hold true that when a person is still the sole optional scorer because DeAndre Ayton isn't your main primary guy, fine. I'll give it to the Chris Paul effect. I'll give it to and I like Monty Williams. I'm not even gonna like talk poo poo about it. But fine, I will eat the Devin Booker pie kind of situation. I'm gonna treat it like his vegetables. I don't know what my least favorite pie is, but I'm gonna treat it as that. And it's no hatred, Devin. You might convince me. Maybe it's a product because I haven't seen West Coast games. I don't hate any player who hasn't done anything wrong in this world. But for 2 seasons, I've been on the show 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 years, I've essentially been like, nah, don't see it. Fine, I'll eat the pie. And they're going to win. It's just going to happen because every team I seem to be going against is succeeding. So go ahead, win it, get your pie. Good for Phoenix, good for the town. Did something the actual with hand-me-down superstars as Chris Paul. Oof, that's a slight insult, but it's kind of true because no one really wants him for a degree. But, slight insults of a hand-me-down superstar, still a superstar, where, Chuck couldn't do it. Instead, we're going to build around these core guys. I think what really has made that team better is Jay Crowder, which I know Jeremy had talked about in the past of letting go, and we didn't want to let him go, but we didn't want to put all that money for a guy who's not offensively scoring, but yet then we trade for Trevor Ariza, and he was just fine.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Devin, eat your pie. I wish you success. I think it will be kind of interesting to see the Devin Booker versus Joel Embiid matchup, because is that not 1-2 the same draft class?
Oh.
I think it is, and those storylines write themselves. I'm big on drama, man. But I realize you talk for 2 seconds on that as I verify it, because I think that matters.
Okay. Let's see. So
no one wants the Clippers in the finals, by the way. I'm just saying that right now. Yeah. We all want Utah, but no one wants the Clippers in the finals.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. I'm all for Phoenix right now. I want Chris Paul to get his 1.
Yeah, I can get with that too. 1. All right, so it's Joel Embiid was number 3. He was in the Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Parker.
Okay.
Devin Booker was not. I think Devin Booker was in the following one, but I think he was in the same one as get this, Zach LaVine. Joel Embiid was with Zach LaVine, and I'm like, oh. Jokic was also in that draft, the same draft with Joel Embiid. And here's to comment on the team that actually got swept. Aside from the Heat, there was an expectation with Denver. I don't know if you can use that excuse. Yeah, Devin Booker was 2015, pick 13. I don't know if you can use that excuse that we didn't have Jamal Murray, because you went without Jamal Murray and Monte Morris against the Portland Trailblazers, and you beat the Trailblazers. So it just kind of seems like they ran out of gas, in my opinion.
It seems that way. It seems like they just... Denver never just seems to get over the hump. They just can't. I don't know what it is.
Or the whole... Can I say it now?
Can't be the Coors Field effect, that's for sure. So.
No, but we're going to say it, and it's going to be terrible. Maybe even though you're...
we could talk MVP, about what we posted last week about the certain getting MVP,
Even though you're only MVP for the regular league. I mean, granted, let's stop being dicks for a second, because that's what you and I are sometimes compared to Andrew. Jokic played phenomenal.
Oh, no. I'm not taking that away. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve having it. But we know.
He wasn't a difference maker, because only a few players are difference makers going solo. I've seen Allen Iverson win a game out of spite.
Yeah.
In the finals. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean about the guy. I've seen Dame Lillard single-handedly save his team from elimination with one shot and go to the next round. That's the guy.
Yeah. I mean, Dame Lillard with a slightly more competent team, and he beats that Denver team. He beats that Denver team. But I'm just saying. But yeah, no, it's not like Jokic didn't earn it. I'm just saying the NBA was in a situation where they could hand the MVP to somebody who had numbers to justify it, while also serving their means of their international global appeal. And I'm just saying that, they don't have Yao anymore, so they can't do the whole Chinese market thing right now. Not that they don't have it, but I'm just saying, like, hey, now they've already conquered Canada with the Raptors winning that championship. I'm just saying, like, all right, now we got this whole Eastern European thing that's been happening right now.
We got 2 studs everybody loves.
So, like, you got the Slovenian and Jokic and all this. You got Luka, and it's like, wow, there's a lot of Eastern Europeans that have a lot of money, and Eastern Europeans, there's a lot of people in Europe, and it'd be nice to get some
And
of
there's
that.
a lot of basketball played overseas.
You know, we've had Powell. You know, we had Tony Parker from France. It's putting it all together again, all of Europe right now. And so it's like, the NBA's trying
You
to.
have Brazilian players, even.
Yeah,
Not everything has to be
but
just.
I'm
that
just
way,
saying
bro.
the money's in Europe.
Yeah.
The money, that old money, is in Europe. That TV money, that's in Europe. They want that soccer money.
You
my
had
friends.
the greatest. You had the greatest Russian basketball player ever in Timofey Mozgov. Just saying, Mr. Defensive Basket.
You want that European soccer type money. That's what they're going after, my friend. And they're gonna try and get it.
We're not even talking about pounds as in the equipment. We're talking about pounds like in money.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, the NFL's, made their inroads in London, but that's it. NBA is going.
What's the
way
population
more.
throughout the entire continent of Europe versus America? Is it bigger? We can't even call it North American sports. We can't even get a fan base in Mexico, man.
Yeah.
We tried 2 teams in Canada.
Yeah.
No one wanted to stay for the Raptors for the longest time. Think on that, kids.
Let's see.
Think
population of Europe.
You have to go the whole thing. It's got to be a lot, man. Definitely.
Population of Europe right now. Let's see. Where is it, man? Where is that? Okay, as of 2018, 742 million people. USA is, or North America, if you want to count the 3.
That's debatable.
I mean, it says 2019, it says 365, but I would assume that's like 400. Let's just round it up to 400. So, I'm just saying, there's a lot there. That's a lot of money. All right.
So much money.
All right.
And it's at a position, like 2-star players at a position that's most loved. Everybody likes a big center who can shoot. God forbid you're just a rebounder and a shot blocker. Was on, and everybody loves the multiverse guard that is Luka. And hell, why are we just dimensionalizing it to just Luka and Jokic? You have arguably the trendsetter for some of this stuff from many years ago with Goran Dragic.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And this is Eastern Europe here, because we already had, we had the Gasol brothers, Spain, all right, and the Lopez brothers, okay, and you already had Tony Parker from France as well. I don't know who. Somebody else is also.
You have the Greek freak, Giannis.
Giannis is Giannis is making that. So the NBA is that's the new, because they
better international players.
They went with, like, Yao was their big thing for China. That was it. It was Yao. It was basically Yao. That's it. But here, yeah. They're going the full thing at this point. All right, if they can get a British basketball player, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. If they can get one of those, or maybe even a German one, that's it. Okay, Charles, I think we got to get to the cage.
We want sports, kids.
We got to get to the cage. We got to do it.
Oh, right. The cage. I think I could keep the cage abridged a little bit just because of certain things. But welcome, everybody, your weekly Truplex, The Cage with Charles. As you know, wrestling is not fake. It is scripted. It is stage fight. It's a song and dance. It's about men and women chasing championships, men and women chasing respect, legacy, beating the holy hell out of each other. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Maybe that's something that we have to talk about in a few seconds. And sometimes wrestling is just about pure endurance and patience when you're going through some really dark times in the wrestling world because the booking is terrible, because you don't know what the hell's going on, but then you're giving a chef's kiss of the match. That's just so bootyful, kids. That's right. There was a pay-per-view on this weekend. NXT TakeOver in your house. Francisco knows how I love my NXT pay-per-views. A lot of you have been listening to Cage for a long time. No, I love my NXT pay-per-views. I myself love the NXT pay-per-views a little bit. And we also have another pay-per-view this weekend, Father's Day weekend. Jesus Christ, man. Too much wrestling going on there, but a little bit update on the other world. There was another pay-per-view over the weekend for Impact Against All Odds. Moose versus Kenny Omega for the Impact World Championship. As you know, Kenny Omega, he just has all the titles, I guess. Goes against Moose, a long-standing, long-time Impact loyalist. Loses because for some reason we want to keep your main title on someone who's an outsider who's just basically freelancing in an agreement. I don't like it. I don't get it. You look at Moose, maybe his wrestling's a little stilted because it's a callback to times. But damn, man, something's got to give because I don't mind Kenny, but this is the problem sometimes when you have a guy who's in a faction working together is that the matches,
titles, there's a nice image
all the
of him
titles.
right
He
there
has
with all
the
the
AAA
belts.
Heavyweight Championship. He has the AEW Championship. He has the Impact Championship, which is also the old TNA Championship because they had like a little fusion thing. My beef with it is that Kenny's a heel. Kenny has a stable. Kenny ends up winning because the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, who he also used to wrestle for Impact when they were TNA, helped interfere to help superkick Moose for Kenny's behalf and lift up for the One Wing Angel. This is what I don't get. We crap on WWE for doing the Survivor Series for the fight for brand supremacy when it's Raw versus SmackDown, especially if there's been like a draft and the guys had just been put on and the gals had just been put on Raw and SmackDown just recently. But at least they fight each other. If I'm Impact and I'm defending my territory and and I want to chase that main title, and I got AEW coming in and they have my main title, and then his boys come in for Omega, am I not going to have a sense of pride and establishment for my organization to try to at least help interfere? Sammy Callahan, hell, technically the Good Brothers could even interfere, but they're Omega's boys. So maybe you complicate the stories there, right? Make it interesting. Have some interference, something. TJP interfere, do something. But we're just going to let somebody walk on through, dominate, be the big kids in the yard, piss in our soup. I don't know. When did wrestling organization Spirit become Charles during retail during Black Friday or on his last days working at retail? I don't like it. I don't care for it because I still think it's going to be Trey Miguel who takes it from Kenny because Trey was the only one of the rascals who did not decide to go to the WWE. Wesley and Nash Carter went to NXT to become MSK, and now they're the NXT Tag Champions. So, hey, thank you for staying with us and taking our average money. When you could probably gotten paid more, we appreciate you. That's going to be your reward. But anyway, Kenny's going to go against Sammy Callahan at some point in the coming months, maybe at Slammiversary, we shall see. So that's a little update there. I got nothing on New Japan for you yet. You already know Shingo Takagi won the championship. Charles was very happy. He was rocking the Ron Burgundy erection gif of that because we love, the dragon over in this household. AEW, they're doing the build because eventually we're going to get Kenny versus Hangman Page. I like it, but the problem is their pay-per-view is not going to be for a while, so there's going to be some filler. I don't really have much to comment. Congratulations, John Moxley, on the birth of your daughter, you and Renee Paquette. Many happy congratulations. Look at that. We brought some sweetness into our hearts here. I'm very proud of us because I'm trying to rush on through some things. Do I want to go NXT or do I want to go WWE pay-per-view? You tell me, Francisco. I'll let you choose.
Which one did you enjoy the most?
Well, Hell in a Cell is this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
NXT TakeOver was.
Oh wait, that's right. That's right. Yeah, no. What's your review? What's your review?
Let's talk a review and then we can talk about predictions because what is life without Charles doing that? NXT TakeOver in your house was just kind of okay because this is what I feel like is the relaunch of the new era. Because there was a couple matches to go in there. You had a trios match of a winner-take-all of Bronson Reed, the North American Championship, and MSK, the Tag Team Championships, putting their respective combined titles on the line against Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Mendez, and Joaquin Wilde. And it was a good match. It was a good filler. It was a good start up into it. It makes no sense to me to have a all titles combined winner takes all thing when you could have had just two separate matches that could have been equally awesome of Santos Escobar versus Bronson Reed and MSK versus Legado, who I can watch go all the time. But I have a feeling that you will get that kind of conclusion anyway. But regardless, say it was enjoyable. It had a kind of like a good match quality. It was fun. It was good. Then you had Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li. Wasn't too crazy about it. I've seen Xia Li in person. I don't think I've seen Mercedes in person. Or maybe I have. But Xia Li now has this whole thing where she's under possession or leadership of this whole spiritual Asian ancestry thing. I know it sounds terrible, but that's the only thing I can describe it as because there's Mei Fang of Tian Sha. I'm not even making up words, guys. This is literally what it is. I know I'm saying some Dragon Ball Z finishers, but that's the name of the characters. But I would best describe her as Chinese fiend, if you want to put that on the Twitter. So what that all means, just type in Xia Li or something like that, or Mercedes Martinez or Takeover or Meng Fei or whatever. But it was an interesting component because the match itself wasn't really good, but then the after effects were Mercedes Martinez went to kind of hit her with a chair, and then she just kind of like got choked out by, I guess her name is Mei Feng, was interesting to me because even though with my NXT, I like more of the wrestling as opposed to the entertainment aspect. Sometimes you need a quick needle shot of injection into the body. Main roster stuff is more about the entertainment. You can leave the wrestling component in my NXT spot. There you go. I see one little thing is there. A demon arises. Yeah, I think that's like the best thing I can describe it. It was just strange and different, but at least it's a new road, a new prospect, something that we can go on into it. Then we had a ladder match: Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight for the $1 million title. That has some prestige because it was made famous by the $1 million Man, Ted DiBiase. You love those good old 1980s, early 1990s wrestling. That's what you're there for. They have been feuding and get Ted's love and respect. It was in a ladder match. Very good match. I was giving LA Knight some stuff, formerly known as Eli Drake, because I'm like, there's something that doesn't fit the mold. I don't really think he's an NXT guy. I think he's more of a main roster guy because he can work and he speak on the mic, and I like Cameron Grimes. But they put on a show. They took bumps in the body. I liked it. You have the women's championship match of Ember Moon versus Raquel Gonzalez. Good match. I liked it. I think it helped put over Raquel a lot more to kind of show that she is an aspiring champion because of the fact that her run's kind of been meh because her only title offense was against Mercedes Martinez. But then we got to the big one, Francisco. If I ever have children, I hope to God I never have more than one child. Because if everybody's my favorite, who am I going to root against? Because I can only see the punishment in my life is I'll have two sons who go play in the NFL or go play in the NBA or go play, probably not NBA, I'm a very tiny person, I'm only 5'7", or go play baseball, and they have to go against each other. It's basically like being Archie Manning and having to see Peyton and Eli go against each other. But this is what it felt like. Who would I root for? Because the pay-per-view main event was not one, not two, not three, not four, but five gentlemen of exquisite wrestling abilities. Yes, even Karrion Kross included to you haters for the NXT Championship, Fatal 5-Way, and it consists of Karrion Kross, Adam Cole, Bebe, Kyle O'Reilly, yes, Johnny Gargano, we love the way, Pete Dunne, ooh, delicious, all going for that championship. I love all those dudes. I love Karrion Kross. He's like 6'3" and he will beat the hell out of you. We don't walk the same street as
Very scary man.
Very scary man. We love Johnny Gargano, who really kind of birthed my whole loving of the indies to NXT stuff. He's put on like 3 or 4 5-star matches I can list for you without being biased. Adam Cole, baby, I have a shirt of his. Need I say more? Kyle O'Reilly, who you know how excited I was when Adam Cole kicked him in the face on St. Valentine's Day TakeOver. And then Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, the baddest man at NXT. It was just perfect. It's not the greatest match I've ever seen, but it is damn the match I needed it to be. It's like ordering your cheesy Gordita Crunch or your Crunchwrap Supreme at Taco Bell. You know what you're getting yourself into. And I was like, Karrion needs to win. Let's get Karrion some victories here because a lot of these guys, it might be call-up time. It might be call-up time for Adam Cole when him and Kyle finally resolve that stuff. It might be call-up time for Johnny when he's finally done. Pete and Kyle, you keep there. Karrion can keep it for a while and then he can get called up. But they played the story right. It was, hey, Karrion Kross, gotta beat you, 4-on-1. He was an animal. He destroyed people. There's parts where he's getting knocked to the table, beaten up outside because he's ganged up on, and everybody can go against each other. And then you have the feuds. You had Kyle and Adam reigniting their feud from the last TakeOver pay-per-view that was in April. But then there was a sweet moment, Francisco, where they look at each other because they see Karrion hanging on the ropes on the outside apron, like, we gotta work together. And then they powerbomb him to the table. It's stuff like that. It was so good. It was the right kind of storytelling. It was Ron Burgundy erection gift moments. Oh, there's Karrion just standing up. Karrion the Barbarian. Loving it. Pete Dunne's like, come on, boy. Let's hit me up. And with the thing about Karrion Kross is he's like 6'3" and he weighs like 3 of those guys. And he retains because Kyle had Adam in the heel hook. Adam was trying not to tap. He wasn't going to tap. Oh, God, he was so close to tapping. And Karrion comes in and just cross-jackets Kyle. And Kyle would not relinquish that hold. Passed the hell out and Karrion retained. I'm like, chef's kiss. I loved it. It was enjoyable because it was the only match I was looking forward to, but it was like picking my children. Holy crap, the Blue Jays and the Yankees are both at 5-5 for the runs. And can I just get consistency in my life? Apparently not. And then Tampa and the Islanders are tied right now. And Brooklyn sucks. That's thoughts on that. Hell in a Cells this weekend, kids. I kind of hate the fact that Vince still does this thing where he doesn't announce the whole cards fully, because I feel like there's more matches that should be in there. I don't even know which ones are fully going to be in the Hell in a Cell, but as you know, Hell in a Cell structure made famous Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, in your house, made even more famous Undertaker, Mankind, 97 or 98, maybe 99. I think it was 98. What we're known about that is Mankind's getting thrown off the damn top of the Hell in a Cell through the damn table. Always give me 7-0. It's what 1997. Damn, I'm good, kids. Damn, I'm good. I'm gonna pat my own back on that because that was the NXT takeover, or not the NXT takeover, but that was the In Your House where Kane first came in. They were building up into it, but a lot of good Hell in a Cell matches. Now it's one of those gimmick pay-per-views. I think they have Ray versus Roman Reigns in a Hell in a Cell match. I can get behind it. You know, father wanting to beat up the man who beat up his son. It's basically a copy and paste of Seth beating up, Ray and Dominic intervenes and all this other fun stuff. But sometimes with storylines, it's simple. We see in soap operas, it's good. Love what Roman's doing on SmackDown. Why? Because it's not really about Roman and Ray. It's about Roman and Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso, the cousins, because Jimmy's back trying to fight for the soul of his brother, basically saying, you as a Universal Championship means nothing if we're tag team champions because we have the gold to the table. We're also the tribal chiefs of our people. Stop using this manipulation towards us because it's going to be leading to like a match between them and it's going to be great. Title, no title. Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley. Sure. Hell in a Cell match, I believe. Okay. What's the stipulation? If Drew loses, he can't get another shot for the WWE Championship. This frightens me, Francisco, because I've enjoyed Bobby Lashley's run. He's not hurt business Bobby Lashley, but he's ladies man Lashley, and he's just enjoying that lifestyle, being a champion and kicking your ass and looking good while he does it. These are my two concerns. Because you know how I feel about Drew McIntyre. He's Drew Borentire. I like him more as a heel. I want him as a heel champion. But if you put a stipulation like that, of if Drew loses, he cannot challenge for the top WWE Championship ever again, two things are going to happen. He's either going to win, which I doubt, or something worse is going to happen because there is the WWE draft that's happening in August, and he's going to go to SmackDown, and he's going to be the one that takes the title off of Roman. Why? Because they peppered it a little bit. They had the Survivor Series match when it was champion versus champion, and Drew was kind of looking good into it. And then Roman low blowed him, and then he choked him out after the low blow, and Roman retained. And then they had the WrestleMania match 2 years ago that was just fair. It wasn't even that good. And the Survivor Series match was just fine. It wasn't that great. It was kind of good, but not that fantastic because it was a predictable ending. That's what scares me. Don't ruin Roman's legacy because it's not even Drew. I'm sorry. It's Vince wanting to push it onto Drew. Drew can have a very natural elevation and return into certain things. But to have him strip it from Roman to take that championship over Roman doesn't work for me. Now you say, Charles, who is the right person to beat Roman? I give you two options. One, John Cena. That's your SummerSlam match. The storyline is John comes back. He's looking to break Flair's record. The crowd is going to want to know, do you finally cheer for Roman because you spent so many years booing him, even though we like his heel turn? Or do you want to see John Cena break Ric Flair's record of 16 times going to 17? That's compelling. I would be okay with it if he won it. I would be okay with it if he lost that match. But it's compelling. Or the better way. Roman has a grueling, hard-fought match against whoever. The Uso brothers turn on Roman, knock him down for good. And then what happens? The Money in the Bank cash-in contract. 1, 2, 3. Whoever wins it, Sami Zayn. 1, 2, 3. That person's champion. Roman's no longer a champion, and he never got fairly beaten over it. And he can chase that a little bit, lose because of interference, and then go from there. It's a way of protecting him by never having him lose clean. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, don't care. Bianca Belair versus Bayley, could be fun. All right, maybe they had a kind of match last pay-per-view, but maybe it's the thing where they, sometimes you need a second helping, just like Charles gets a second helping of humble pie when it comes to Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Really, it's more Chris Paul than Devin Booker. But I have predictions. Will I watch it? Yes. Is it going to be good? Maybe. Gimmick matches are weird. Gimmick pay-per-views are even more weird because the ones that you shouldn't enjoy, you enjoy, and the ones that you're supposed to enjoy, you're like, meh. And the last Hell in a Cell pay-per-view
like
match,
when
I think
you try too hard, it's like, but then you don't really try at all. It's like, oh wow.
I need the brutality of a Hell in a Cell match, and you don't really get it fully in PG era. And the thing that I'm missing that I haven't seen yet, but I'm assuming it's going to get announced this week on SmackDown because it's on Friday, is you're going to get Cesaro versus Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match because they're still feuding. It's still happening. When Cesaro had probably match of the year with Roman at the Backlash pay-per-view, Seth came out and hurt Cesaro even more. They're still building into it. It's a blood feud. I want a blood feud for a championship, sure, but I want a blood feud sometimes just to have a blood feud. And that would make me more happy to come into it. NXT just announced because it was rumored. Guess who's back? Back again. Samoa Joe's back in NXT, friends, and he's gonna be an enforcer now because stuff's going down because everything's getting too crazy. That was the kickoff or the little cliffhanger that you leave. But good for Samoa Joe. I love me some Joe. He was released in the first wave of the cuts in April. He was doing commentary and stuff like that, and had been a bit since he had wrestled too because of the injuries. But Joe is just an amazing character. The rumors are out there that Triple H was like, "Yo, bro, Vince, I'm gonna get him back. Bring him to NXT. I don't care. We can't let this guy go." You'd be foolish to do it, which was accurate, which is true. We love us a little bit of Joe. I would love him versus Karrion Kross. Whew, Ron Burgundy gif all day, every day. Is it gif or gif? How do you say? I say gif because
I call it gif.
Yeah, I'm not uncultured. It's one of those things. But wrestling's at the interesting peak, but we're closer to SummerSlam. It's gonna be in Las Vegas. They're gonna want the big stuff here, so you know what that means, kids. They're gonna go kind of crazy here, but you can put any kind of wrestling pay-per-view at anywhere you go, but I need the stories to make me care into it. Vince, you have basically 2.5 months to make me care for the Universal title, to make me care for the main title. Like, if you give me Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, buddy, I'm going to need new shorts. And if you're going to give me John Cena versus Roman Reigns in that same pay-per-view, I'm really going to need some new shorts. I'm very excited. And that's all I got for you this week on The Cage.
Okay. Well, let's say we have... we gotta go. We're at 2.5 hours, but yeah. All right.
Blame
folks.
E3. Blame Nintendo.
Yeah. We kind of nerded out there, but hey, man, the virtual Yankees are about to beat the virtual Astros here on the screen, so there we go.
The only recourse I have.
All right, folks. We'll see you guys next week, and I'm done. We're out. Bye bye.
Take care.